if I could do, but I don't know. I think I just need to hack away.
I would say if you wanted to try to pull Jagoda out, you could, but hacking at it might have the same effect. So that's kind of your only two options at this point.
Yeah, I guess I could give him a pull first. Let's see if we can make sure he doesn't die here.
Okay, make an athletics check as you try to pull out, pull him out.
Jagoda's not showing in the turn tracker either.
I
don't know if it was.
Oh,
okay.
He should.
I thought he was.
Okay, I'll give him. I'll just re-roll for him.
I can't remember where he was, but
he's going to go after Christopher. Well, actually, he will go next because he is faster than Christopher. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, so if you want to do, you roll on the 23. Let's see. So you go in and you're kind of in let's see, we need to go here. You're in a battle. You reach your hand in and this mound is trying to push you away as this is a pain. There we are. Tries to push you away, and this thing's pretty strong as you are reaching in into its body, and 15 plus 4 isn't going to do it. With a 19, you are still stronger. The kind of you get in there, and as it happened earlier with between him and Ophelia, you get your predator handshake in him and are able to rip him out. So he's no longer engulfed by the mound. He moves about here next to you. I would say, though, that probably, because it was so close, probably takes your entire turn. You don't get any more attacks after this. But Jagoda is no longer completely restrained inside of this monster. And now you have 3 very beefy boys surrounding this plant. So, and with that, it will be Jagoda's turn. Jagoda, realizing how fucked up he's is going to disengage and just kind of move over. He sees a plant over here, so kind of move over. Let's see if he goes at 5, 10, 15, 20. He goes and stands next to Felix, kind of behind this other bush, because he's you see like a rib that isn't quite pointing the right way. He was being completely demolished by this thing in there. Still looks relatively hardy, but knows I can't take too much more hits from that. And that will make it your turn, Christopher.
I guess I'll try. Should I use the hacking thing for this, or yeah? I guess I'll only got one good weapon. I might as well try and use that.
Yeah, you have no clue if for whatever reason, if hitting it with a hammer versus hitting it with blades matters. I mean, you could make a nature check to try and figure that out if for some reason your hammer might not do anything.
Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah.
No, you have no clue. You are in a rage and have your hammer in your hand, so that sounds like the best idea.
Yep, that sounds like the best idea. Yep. So reckless attack. That would say. I'm just gonna I have this vegetarian cookbook. I don't know from where. I'm just gonna if I can kind of just get that show that have that brandished as well.
you have so I don't know how you're going to swing a hammer with a book. Also,
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna like as I'm like pulling it out, make sure I kind of just get the title out on like how to cook a bunch
like,
of plants.
hey, okay. That is how that is why this is reckless. It's but yes, a 19 will hit.
And I'm not doing the thunder.
Okay, yeah, so 19 hits, and you see like it does exactly as you thought it would, and or like, oh yeah, hitting things with a hammer always works. This thing like dents in, and some of like these vines are actually more like bark like, and you just see them crack and shatter to the ground as it definitely like that is a pretty big hit on it. But this is a fairly large monster, probably about 10 to 12 feet tall, as it is doing still just fine, especially after being invigorated by that lightning that it just hit it. So,
Okay. Well, let's see if it does less fine after this one.
so another good hit. Jeez, Maurice. I guess the thing isn't that hard to hit. It's a giant plant beast, but yeah. So you take your 2 hits, dealing what 29 damage. That's pretty damn good. As you just take 2 big swipes, and it also like you like hit the middle section, then you hit the leg, and you see the leg kind of crack to the side as you break some more of this more like solid bark like material inside of it. And thing's still looking very tough. It's a big sack of hit points. Minus 17. Okay. Yeah. So is that in your turn, or do you want to do any movement or anything like that?
I don't know. I guess how much can I move to kind of get in between Jagoda without taking a
Attack of opportunity. You could move down to here. Down to here. There or there would be your two best spots. So.
Okay, I'm just kind of putting myself in between.
Okay, yeah, you position yourself in between. For the next turn, probably none of you guys actually really noticed or have Carrick roll a perception check.
Perception. 21.
Okay, so he notices, like he glances back up, or maybe even Al like tweets something, is that one of the cave fishers has come back out, the one that hadn't been hit by anything, but it comes back out and appears and shoots a filament of that same string onto him. Let's see. Yeah, and so that's the thing's entire turn. But he now has one of those filaments from the cave fisher attached to his back, and is considered grappled, so he cannot move unless it is cut off. That's this guy who's dead, so we'll remove him, and that's the Shambling Mound's turn. After taking these 2 hits from Christopher, it is going to take 2 attacks on you, specifically trying to, get rid of the threat that had just hit him. So that is a 12 plus 7, 19. I assume that hits. And your second one is more than that. So you're going to take some damage. $28 points of damage, halved because you're raging, and then I need you to make a strength check or strength.
Saving?
Yeah, I think it's strength saving. Okay. Yes, and as it's like pounding down on you and like you feel like the tendrils of the vines kind of wrap around you to pull you in, but it isn't able to as you're able to kick them off. With that though, I don't know what this thing would think right now. It's not in the best spot. Yeah, I think it just...
What happened with the filament? What
Oh,
happened with the...
There just is a filament on Carrick right now.
Yeah.
But I would say you guys probably don't notice it because you're in with this guy. He's kind of far enough away to where that's not something you would be interested in as your full attention is on this mound. Felix might have noticed it though. Felix, make a perception check to see if you notice that filament hit Carrick. Yeah, you notice those same things that have been hitting you come down, and one of latches onto like kind of like the small of his back. That ends the shambling mound's turn, and it is Felix, your turn.
Okay, cool. First thing, I'm gonna turn to Jagoda and say, stay away from that thing. We need you alive.
He's like, yeah.
I'm gonna take one of the elemental bolts. They can be any element, right?
I think you roll a d6 to figure out what they are. No.
I can't remember.
I think you bought one of each, but I don't remember if you had used any. So we'll say whatever you have left, you can choose. You don't have multiple of one element, but whatever you have left, choose one of like each. So one would be lightning, one would be fire, one would be poison.
I'm going to take the poison bolt and I'm going to shoot at the shambling mound.
Perfect.
16.
Yes, a 16 just hits it. So yeah, it
and I get sneak attack because
the middle of this,
right? Because it's engaged. I get sneak attack because he's engaged.
Yeah, you get sneak attack because he is not noticing you at all. Hoof a doof. Those good sneak attack rolls. 6, 4, 4, 2. Can't play with that. Yeah, so this bolt like lodges up inside of it. Like you said, like this thing is a thing of plants, but there's obviously something more interesting going on somewhere. And this lodges into it, and then go ahead and roll whatever the elemental damage is.
I don't know how to do that.
So you said it's poison. Does it have how many Ds it is?
No, it's I just have 4 elemental bolts. It doesn't really tell me.
I probably didn't give them to you. Give me 1 second. It is not from the Dungeon Master's Guide. Give me 1 second. It's in this. For the sake of expediency, just roll 2d6, and that's going to be how much damage they do.
2d6.
Okay, it should be somewhere on here.
5.
Okay, so an extra 5 points of poison damage. Yeah, so Okay, roll one more d6. Looks like it's 3d6.
Okay, cool.
Beef. So yeah, so you shoot this thing in, and then you see like, and you knew that this was the poison one. It kind of like spreads out, and some of the greenness of this plant kind of browns and almost grays. And you just did heap and helping of damage. What's 8 plus 16 is 24, plus 6 is 30 points of damage. And that really looked like it fucked this thing up to a point where it's a little like, it doesn't have like a real face to show, but it looks like it's definitely been weakened by that. With that, it is Carrick's turn.
And I'm
Carrick
also gonna move up here.
Oh yeah, move wherever you want to. And yeah, Carrick's turn.
Okay. Let's see. I think Carrick is gonna shoot a firebolt at the. He can see the. Is this, how tall is this little rock? Is it a rock? I can see, right?
That thing in the that thing, he could see over it. He could easily, like, this is like, it might be like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall.
Okay.
Something to hide behind, but not.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a firebolt at that dude.
Hey, Fisher. Okay. Perfect. That does not hit the cave fisher. It's, like, once these cave fishers are hurt to a certain amount, the fire really starts to do it, but that thing like hits its face, but its chitin is just too hard and it just bounces off. So Carrot can try to move, or if he has a bonus action, but
I think he's just gonna hang out here, wait for his next turn.
Okay. That's that, and we're back to Fell. So there are hidden things in the initiative tracker. Can you see them?
Well,
You can't see a Kingfisher that has an initiative of 1?
nope.
Okay, good to know. Cool.
All right.
Give me 1 second. I need to go find out what my dog just did. I just hear
Okay.
someone yelling outside.
Good luck. Don't ever like that.
Oh.
What? What?
He did exactly what I thought he did. He jumped up and got Alyssa's coffee and spilled it everywhere. Anyways, what are you doing, Thal?
You know, Thorn Slasher's gonna hack some weeds.
Perfect. Take your 2 attacks. Oh, oof. Oof.
Divine Smite time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just so you know, if you Divine Smite, all of that damage gets doubled as well. So,
Yeah.
yep. So let's see. You're at 19 damage. This thing distracted turns around, like its face like doesn't like move. It like shows up on the other side as it had just attacked Christopher. So now you kind of have its back to you as you bring down your sword on top of its head. So was that 2 plus 0 times 1 d8? Okay, so technically you roll 2 more d8
Okay.
because did not ask if it was a critical. I might have to change the macro.
Don't think it asked.
Okay, if I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Critical. The biggest. So you just did 19 plus 14 is 33, plus another 11 is 44 points of damage as you bring your sword down in this first giant hit. And this thing, like, as it hits the center of it, like, you found, like, the poison that had gone through its body, like, almost, like, made these vines less pliable, so they're just cracking as you go through it. As your blade, like, has almost, like, a brilliant, like, bluish white sheen as you cleave through it. So that is, how much did I say? 44?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and this thing, like, is now, like, still there, but almost, like, half bisected. And so go ahead and take your second attack. Yep, the second attack hits down. Are you going to do a Divine Smite again, or are you done?
No, I'm gonna hold on to it for now.
Okay, perfect. And this is as you kind of like bring it down and then you swipe back up, it kind of cuts even more as this thing is like 3/4 of it is split in half. But now the, like, as you, after this, you watch as the vines start, like, you know, recomposing itself together. But this thing is looking to be about as done as it can be. And with that, it's Jagoda's turn. Jagoda is first going to use his second wind ability. So he gets back 1d10, wrong die. He gets back 5 hit points. Wait, is it just that? Oh no, 8 hit points. So you see him kind of like take a few deep breaths, and then he's going to pull out that big bow that he had done and take 2 more attacks on this shambling mound. 9 and a 14. 9 plus 6 is 50. Both of them hit, and in kind of like almost unnatural speed, these arrows, he's able to like get 2 arrows out into the thing, and it takes 10, 15 plus 15 plus 4 plus, oof, 25 points of damage as these 2 arrows lodge itself. The second arrow you see, like from this split opening, there's almost like this weird, like oaken heart thing that one of these bolts or arrows about that big around splits straight through, and this thing just turns into a pile of vines on the ground. And it is dead. With that, it's Christopher, your turn. This thing just died in front of you.
All right, I think I can just reach this other guy up on the ledge with my air joy.
Yeah, I would say
40?
that the other people have pointed him out at this point. So yeah, you can. So at 5.
It's
So
like
I would
right-
say to get there, because it is also up, just make an athletics check with advantage to make sure that you can like time your jump off like probably this rock here to jump up into there. Yeah, you of course you easily jump into this hole using your essentially just your movement at this point, and you're standing on the ledge, like it's a little precarious, but you're standing there next to this one cave fisher, and inside the tower you see another that is kind of retreated a bit, that it's the one that had been hurt before. So
That's not good.
okay, take 2 attacks.
I think this is sufficiently reckless already. So
Yes, you are. It is already reckless.
What?
A 15 does not hit on that first attack. Your second attack, though, does come down on top of the head of this crab spider thing.
and I've only got 1 left on the thunderblast, so no, none of that.
Okay. Yeah, so you come down and it cracks as it hits. What is that? Minus 17. You do give this guy a little. You're dead. Okay, with that, it is that cave fisher next to you's turn, who is going to see. Can I get a strength saving throw from Carrick? Let's see. Okay, the Carrick is immediately pulled up, dangling off the side of the tower, and the cave fisher is going to take an attack on him. Oh my god! It's an 8, which doesn't hit this guy.
Nope.
But currently has Carrick hanging about 20 feet up off the ground, out of a hole in this tower. Shambling Mound is dead. That brings it to you, Felix. Or no, yeah, it does.
Okay. Let's see. There's a door, right?
Yeah, so that red thing is a doorway.
But the door is locked, or we have not tried the door. I can't remember.
No,
When did we
it's
try
complete. It's a rotted open door. The cave fishers came out of it earlier. There's
Okay.
a dead one right on the other side of it, and yeah.
And this is, but I can see that this is on the second floor, right? Like the one that's.
Yeah. You assume that they came down in some way to the second floor, so you had to be, yeah. You can go in.
Okay.
There.
I think in that case, I'm gonna move to here, and then let's see. So that's 30 feet, and I think I have 40 feet total movement 'Cause I have...
Yep. And I think with your second story work, you can climb your movement.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
You can
Okay, I want essentially want to get up to the second story with as little movement as possible.
okay. It would take your full movement and an athletic or an acrobatics check to get by because it's getting a little crowded there. This hole isn't huge. So make an acrobatics check. Otherwise you'd be like up there but hanging off the edge of the spot. Yeah, you're able to move your way through and you can put yourself probably next to Christopher. It's almost like you scramble up and roll underneath his legs into the interior of the tower, which technically Christopher, like you're kind of on the ledge of that. When Felix rolls into the tower, you can immediately see like there's a spiral staircase that goes around the whole side. So you're kind of on these stairs right here, Felix.
Okay, great. And then I would like Felix to make an attempt to push the thing a little bit in so that it's a little less precarious for everyone that is hanging out here.
Okay, so you're gonna
just
like try and pull it towards you. So you want to do a shove attack. So make a strength attack roll. Or just a strength check, really.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my goodness.
Great.
So you'll be successful regardless, but I just want to see what he gets. He got a 14, but yes, you are able to move him 5 feet, which brings him here. It brings Carrick up onto the ledge, and you are here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then I think that should be good.
Yeah, you have a bonus action if you wanted to move or do anything like that. So
yeah, I think I just want to move away a little bit, like just down here.
You would have to take a dash action to do that, and you will take an attack of opportunity because you didn't attack this round, so your mobile feat is not. I don't know if a shove counts as. Normally the point of a shove is to make it so you can escape. So I'll say no. This is not trigger your mobile feat thing. So you would take an attack of opportunity if you want to move. Oh, move away from out of his range, I guess.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay. So you're gonna go down the stairs.
I just want to be a little bit away. I don't want to go all the way down. Like I just want to be
you
like
go about 5 feet down the stairs, get out of the immediate range. He'll attack you. It's not gonna hit. A 6 plus 5 is only 11, so that dice can go there. Yeah, so you are able to, and he kind of like swipes this fisher. You like kind of pull it and then kind of roll away from it, swipes out at you but misses. That is going to make it this other cave fisher's turn, who is going to scuttle after you though, and start moving down the stairs and take its 2 attacks on. Is that 2 attacks? Yeah, it does. I don't think it hits. I think 9 plus 5 is 13. Doesn't hit.
Nope.
Yeah. So this thing comes and like swipes its claws at you, but nothing finds purchase. And with that, it is Carrick's turn.
Okay, I think man, he's just grappled, right?
Yes, he's grappled. So
I
he
can't
can't
remember what his
move.
status is.
Yeah, it's
But he
all
can't
grapple
attack.
means is he can't move.
Great. Well, then he is going to attack again with the firebolt at the one directly in front of him.
Yeah, it will be disadvantaged because that's a range thing. So.
Oh, well, in that case. You know what? Carrick is going to do something very uncharacteristic of himself, and he is going to attack with his quarterstaff.
Okay. Yes, you will attack with his stick. I'd honestly. people might even be surprised that he even has this stick sometimes.
Oh my god.
And as expected, it does not hit. He like brings it down, but like we've said, the chitin on these things is just super rough. And Carrick doesn't have like a metal quarterstaff. It is literally like a walking stick that he found probably while walking today. That he just always like makes sure that he has like a big stick on him. But yeah, that's I assume that's Carrick's turn. Can't move.
Yeah, because he can't move.
Yep. Okay. Thel, your turn.
Everybody is able to just yeet up into the window, and I don't feel like that's
I
the
don't
best
feel like
path
you
for
can do that.
everyone. Do I see a door or anything on this side?
Yeah. So that red piece is a door.
Yeah, given that I look around and there's nobody else out here except for me and Jagoda, I guess I'm gonna kind of look around confused and go over to the door, see if I can kick that open.
It's already open.
Okay.
It's
All right.
like a double door. You can see into this. So this is kind of like the tower as you enter it. Like this bottom floor is almost like half sunken in. It's like this tower is kind of sinking into this bog like, or what we say, it's like a highland bog type ground. So the ceiling's a little bit lower than you'd think, and there's a staircase to your right where you can see like a cave fissure and can kind of see Felix on the other side of it.
Okay, I think I should be able to get there with my movement. Right.
Yes, I kind of want to move everyone. I realize that this scale isn't that good. You are still probably just a little bit out of range to attack anything with your melee, so you'd have to run up the stairs a bit more.
Okay.
But
Well,
you don't have to move.
Yeah, I will throw my javelin.
Yeah, you can throw your. Are you gonna throw your lightning javelin?
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Yes.
aim at the back one if I can, or is it too obstructed?
I'd say in this case it'd be you since you're down on some stairs, you probably can only see that front one.
Okay.
So go ahead and make an attack. Yeah, with an 18, even with half cover, it you still hit it. So yeah, it takes 11 points of damage, and as this thing spikes into it, you see a gash open, and a bunch of that blood that you had noted that had happened before is pouring out of it. The very flammable blood is pouring out of it. That's Jagoda's turn. He is going.
Hang on.
Oh no!
He threw it straight. The guy behind him, I assume, is in line. He needs to make a DC.
Oh,
13.
did you actually activate the?
I was gonna activate the lightning.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, you did that. Then yeah, go ahead. I did not know.
Sorry, I didn't know it had a command word. I was just reading.
Yeah, so go ahead and these things make dexterity 13 saving throws. The first one is 5, so no, and the second one is a natural 20. So the bat guy makes his save, and kind of it makes sense. Like you're going up at a diagonal. It's just he's just like kind of just out of the range of it, just from like. You can't like curve the lightning bolt around. So go ahead and roll 46.
Yep.
You have to get 11. If you get more than 11, it's dead. Yep. And this front one is fried and expires, and like does that weird spider thing where it turns on its back and all its legs go up and around it. Just go this, and it is dead. Okay. With that, though, now is Jagoda, who none of you guys can see this, but he goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 60, and he runs up and posts up in front of the door, kind of, and like turns around, has his bow drawn in case anything else is coming out from behind you. Set up as a sentry.
Big green bush is making me nervous over on the left.
This one?
That was just a little green bush. A medium-sized green bush almost killed us. So this big green bush is giving
That's funny. Okay, yeah, Christopher, it's your turn. There's one other cave fisher in front of you.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, take your 2 attacks. Hits and
All right.
yes, 2 definite hits. Let's see. Always. Yes, I always want to make sure it adds in your Orcish Fury thing. Or whatever it is. Yeah, so those 2 hits come across sets. What's that? That's 24 plus 11 is 34. And just as we had seen before, this cave fisher still has Carrick grappled and all of that, but is bleeding profusely, and you guys even get the scent of like almost like an Everclear type scent of like alcohol. Like that is how much this blood smells of that, as it the top plate of this thing is beat open. That is going to be the cave fisher's turn. These things are not smart enough to know to run away. And it has something in its mouth, so it's going to take 2 attacks on Carrick. That's a cock. 18 and 19 plus 5 on each of those, so 20.
They're both hit.
4 and 23. Carrick is going to take a quick 46 plus 6. 23 points of damage as this thing rakes its claws in just kind of a final like
you said 23?
Yeah, 23 points of damage. Fury of attacks. So Felix, that's your turn.
I'm going to draw my dagger. I am going to run up and I'm going to attempt to stab my dude.
Stab the dude in the head.
22.
Yeah, that hits, and 8 damage, even without sneak attack, is enough to put this thing away. As you come down, the head was already kind of like the hit was so savage from Christopher that it like opened up a big enough crack in its head that you drive your dagger into, and it expires. Okay, for that, I'll say we are out of initiative. So, good job. Good job making it so no one got pulled up into that portal earlier. Or not portal, but the hole. So yeah, so
those things are nasty. 24 damage is a lot, especially against Carrick.
Yes, it's what, over half his hit points.
Yeah,
I rolled really well. On that I rolled a 5, 5, 4, and a 3 on 46, so I rolled high on it. But yeah, so the battle ends. Jagoda immediately looks to you, Fel. He's like, come with me, come cover me. We don't know what else is out there, but we can get some good material out of that mound that's disseminating over there if we go fast. And he says that to you. You guys, the other of you don't hear, but Jagoda immediately after saying that runs up to the shambling mound and like pulls out like this like big like that's not a knife crocodile Dundee thing and starts carving away at different pieces of it and is going to make a nature check real quick. Let's see, does he have nature? No, he does not.
So I just saw the guy that played the Green Ranger / White Ranger died.
Really?
Yeah, it sounded like maybe suicide, which is really sad. But
It is. It's a childhood hero.
yeah,
Aaron Carter died too, another childhood hero.
So yeah, he beat Shaq in basketball.
Yeah, he sang about it.
Yeah. Okay, so with an 18, you see Jagoda like rip out like that heart that had been poisoned and kind of like got the bolt out of it, and it still looks relatively preserved. And he's like, okay, we got this at least, and like takes it and puts it into. He has a side pouch that he opens up and puts it in, and Thel, you would immediately notice this is just like when Carrick puts things into their bag of holding. He puts it in there. He's like, and he taps his hip. He's like, well, that'll keep it nice and cold for whenever we get back to town, and I'm sure the apothecary will want this. And then he immediately, so he's finishing that, and then he's like, now let's gather what we can from these corpses, and he's just saying that. You guys don't know about this. The other people, anything else the other people want to do? Thel and Jagoda, you can maybe see them out the window, Christopher and Carrick, harvesting from this shambling mound.
Is there anything in this room? Or does it just look like it's like an abandoned tower?
It is an abandoned tower. There's let me get to that page. Yeah, you're on the second floor of it. There are a ton of the like same sticky webs that.
I mean, I'm gonna have cut Carrick out of whatever he's in.
Oh yeah,
at this point.
you can easily cut him out. Yeah, there's a ton of webs here. There's at least 2 more floors above you, and then there's the bottom floor. So, looking around here though, like there's obviously nothing. Like these seem kind of like almost like how the webs are, almost like houses of the cave fishers. Like you see like little domed parts of webbing, but you don't see anything specifically here. But you can go upstairs, you can go downstairs.
I think I want Felix and Carrick to maybe split up and just see what they can find.
Okay. Do you want to go up or down?
I think Felix will go up and Carrick can go down.
Okay. For Carrick, goes down onto the first floor and starts poking around. Go ahead and make an investigation or perception check. Probably investigation makes a lot more sense.
23.
Yeah, so so what he finds is in this bottom corner is a chest that is sunken down into the bog almost. He can make a strength check to see if he can pull it out.
Okay. That's where he gets it 20, right? Oh,
No,
that's
he cannot. It is stuck there. He falls down and gets wet in some of the moisture that's in that.
Can he call for Christopher?
Yeah, he can call for Christopher, and Christopher, you can do the same. Christopher, your natural strength is enough to pull this thing just out cleanly and put it onto the ground. And you have a wooden chest with some iron bands on it that looks in relatively good condition. So, even though it like kind of the bottom looks like it's been a little rotted, but there's enough metal on here that the thing is still in pretty good shape. So there's that. Felix, as you get to the third floor, make a perception check.
Perception.
The 12, you think you see something on the far edge of the room. It looks like this is a tower, and there's like some broken old beds or some racks for armory or stuff like that. But you can't quite see anything on the other side of the room. Or you see things, but you don't know if there's anything special about it.
Okay.
Do you do anything with that, or?
Yeah, I'd like to go investigate further what I think I saw.
So as you walk across, I need you to make an acrobatics check.
Oh, come on.
With an 8, you place your foot down and you slam straight through and hit the drop down to the second floor. You take 3 points of damage as you hit the second floor, and I need you to make another acrobatics check. Oh, sorry, not acrobatics. Sorry, a dex save.
Okay.
Either way, you're good, and just like as you hit, you're able to like kind of roll as the floor underneath you cracks and leaves another hole, but you are just now on the lower floor after falling through.
Sweet.
Sweet. But with that, you're able to, if you want to go and investigate higher, you now know how precarious it is. You can find beams pretty easily and walk across. On the other side, though, you find that it is just a whole bunch of broken wood and that there's nothing on this floor, on the third floor. There is one more floor up above you. With that, Fel and Jagoda, you guys are outside kind of finishing up what you're doing. Is there anything you want to do specifically, Fel?
Yeah, I guess I just asked Jagoda, like, hey, do we need do you need help collecting anything else?
Yeah, so he'll point to the two cave fishers, and he's like, well, definitely let's try and get some of their blood. I know we could, from at least what I've seen, like it's highly flammable, even if we want to use it as, little Molotov cocktail type thing or that, and might as well. I don't think we need to travel anymore today, but let's just get the meat out of there. Maybe we can have a good meal from your half orc friend up there later. So try and like harvest the meat. Like, and I don't know if you pull out some of that filament. It seemed pretty tough, but I don't know about that. No, he'll make an intelligence check to see if he knows that. Not the smartest guy, but he has hunted a lot. No, he doesn't say anything about the filament. He says meat and that blood is all that he can think about. So
just gonna run around and set all these bushes on fire real quick, just to ease my mind. Take some of that blood. Just each one of these.
Just kind of do a controlled burn of these bushes.
Yep.
You can start doing that.
Start with this little oblong one.
Yeah.
Getting ready to just bolt.
Yeah, you go around and you can do that easy enough as these other people are harvesting that. Really, as you start lighting on fire, it's just a little smoky because it is relatively wet in this little boggish area. But none of these bushes come alive as you go to each one. But you're able to like burn them down to where the next person will know that this is not a living thing.
Like how we go hunting for all these animals, and the vegetarian options are the ones that give us the most trouble. Yeah.
You can make a nature check on the shambling mound to see if there's anything you think might be edible.
Sure. All right.
Okay, yeah, you pull out and you see like this thing is an amalgamation of a whole bunch of different plants, but out of its toes you like the toes of this thing that's, you know, like I said, kind of disintegrating, like almost look like plump turnips. So you get about
turnip toes.
10 turnip-like vegetables. But yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check as well, Fel, to harvest whatever you want from that one cave fisher. So you, yeah, 13. You get probably, and you guys have like an alchemist supply kit that you have on you guys normally. So you like run up, get a couple vials. You get 1 vial of cave fisher blood, and then a pound of its meat. The meat is just meat, but the blood itself is highly flammable, so could be used for something else. Jagoda will do the same with the other cave fisher. He gets the same 1 vial and a pound of meat. So
Okie dokie.
Okay. Carrick is sitting there on top of the chest that he found, just kind of relaxing, I assume. And what do you want to do, Felix?
I'm gonna go to the 4th floor and investigate up there.
Okay. Yeah, on the 4th floor, you see, like without even really looking, 2 like desiccated bodies on, like almost kind of like adhered to one of the sides of the tower.
Sweet.
So if you want to go over to them, I need another acrobatics check.
Okay. Yeah, I of course do. Oh my
God. Oh no! And you fall down 1. Make a dex save.
Oh my god.
You fall down the other 2. So you take a total of 5. You take a total of 8 damage as you fall 3 stories down through the top of this, tower. However, if you want to go back up, you can now navigate your way just easy.
I did.
Okay, well now since we finished that one, if Fel had tried, he didn't even get a check. He just fell through the floor because of his plate armor, which I thought was funny. Not that I think you would be the person to go do that, but
yeah, no.
If you did,
feet firmly on ground.
like you would just have immediately fallen 4 stories. But yeah, you don't take a ton of damage, Felix, but because you're able to like tuck and roll. But this thing is obviously pretty precarious. But you're able to get over to the other 2. There are 2 elven bodies here. Like definitely they have elven features, like even though the body's completely desiccated in that, can tell that looking on them. What's your passive perception?
14.
Okay, 14. You notice that one of them is wearing a very like almost pristine chain shirt, next, which is, you can only find that odd because the one next to it is also wearing like a breastplate. That breastplate is rusted and dented and looking in bad condition, but this chain shirt looks fairly well. It still looks good. And then you also go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. You find 2 rings also on these people. One has a cracked garnet and looks well made, probably not worth a ton, but it does have some interesting engravings on it. And then the other one you think is just a nice like woven band with like some it's like very small precious stones wound into it that you could probably, like, you're guessing probably this one's probably worth about 10 gold pieces. And then this other ring, which looks ornate but not necessarily nice.
Okay. I'm gonna walk down the stairs and say that was not worth it.
Yeah. So you take the 2 rings, and you take the
Yes,
anything
I take the chainmail.
Okay. Oh, there's also a long curved sword.
I don't want that.
Okay. Yeah, there's with an 11 you see it just looks like a rusty ass shitty sword. But you come down saying that wasn't worth it. Carrick is sitting there. Carrick looks at the chain shirt and seems a little intrigued by it, based off of his passive, intelligence. But there's 2 other caves up here. So whoever, I would say probably Jagoda and Uthel, make 2 more nature checks to see what you get out of these other 2, as you're just kind of harvesting body parts. Jagoda, the blood is almost run completely out of this one. He only gets a pound of meat. And same with you. These 2, like, something about them, they must have been the lesser of the 2. You guys just harvest some meat, aren't able to get any more of the blood. Jagoda says, like, hey, we aren't going to use this meat now. Let me wrap it up and put it in my sack. It'll keep longer that way. He explains to you about his pouch. He's like, it's coming really handy. You can put some any kind of like thing that you are hunting and put in here, and it's going to keep for pretty much ever. And kind of explains, and it's like it is a bag of holding, but specifically it can't hold nearly as much, but it preserves like natural things. So you wouldn't have to worry about food spoiling or things like that. And he's like, hell yeah. And he looks up and he sees you coming in, Christopher, or finishing your work. He's like, hey, let's make some food. I'm fucking tired. He's been in
his bag of holding
2 very rough scraps today. You guys had more movement that you could have done. But Jagoda says he's done for the day. He can do for some rest. So
I like to think that this bag of holding just looks like a bag version of like a Coleman cooler.
It's essentially like
that blue ass and white, like just.
It has a button that you have to rotate the top off and drop it in, and then rotate it back. And when it clicks, then everything gets cold inside of it. So that ends everything here. You guys are kind of it's relatively it's probably like 4 or 5 o'clock, so you could have probably traveled a few more miles if you had wanted to, but and this seems a defensible position that you can kind of make your camp for the night. I guess the only other thing besides making camp, Carrick is sitting on top of a chest that he tried to open, but it did not immediately open. So it seems
Does
locked.
anyone else want to? Oh, is it actually locked?
Yeah, it has like he assumed that it'd be able to. It has a lock in it, so like an embedded lock.
Can Felix try to pick the lock?
Yes, of course he can.
Okay. With these tools, right?
Yep. So dexterity plus proficiency. Yep. So with an 18, you kind of jiggle it for a second. Oh wow. That was the exact DC for it. And you pop it open, and there's a weird like wrapped thing of like some linen wrapped around like weird looking object with like 4 or 5 wooden prongs sticking out of it. And as you pull it out, you can unwrap it. It is a set of bagpipes.
Heck yeah.
It is a
Christopher-
set of bagpipes.
Do these look nicer than the one Christopher currently has?
I don't know if nicer is the right word. They look wild. So these pipes, give me 1 second and I'll read the description.
Christopher, you're gonna make a meal and then you're gonna give us a little ditty on this new set of bagpipes.
Okay. So it doesn't give the fun description on it. Give me 1 second. I have to find the fun description. I think I remember it, but no, it doesn't give it. So these actually that's why it's in a different book. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you pull these up and it has a normal like bladder that's kind of it's covered in less fabric than normally. It almost seems like it's almost like a like tanned leather of it's like a tanned black leather bladder of it. But each of the pipes that come out, instead of being a like a wooden pipe like you're used to, they're different bones. And make a anyone can make a nature check to see like what kind of bones these might come from, or an Arcana check.
Eric can do an Arcana
4.
check. He has a +7.
Sounds good.
But I've also been not rolling well, so we'll see.
So 15. Yeah, so with that Arcana check, like all that Carrot can kind of put together is that these bones don't necessarily, may not be totally of this plane. These are some weird bones. They kind of like just the makeup of them. They don't feel like they're just made of what bones are made of. But they're like different lengths and it's an odd set of bagpipes, but definitely looks workable and definitely doesn't seem quite of this world in some capacity. But with that Arcana, with the 15 Arcana checks, he is able to identify that they do have some level of magic to them. And probably if, Christopher, if you sat and like twiddled with them for a little bit, you would figure out these are considered a pipes of haunting. So
All right.
you can, I assume you are the person that would want these.
We could start a band here,
Considering they
I
can
think for now.
they can only be used by someone that is proficient
Okay.
with them. So yes, you have in your possession bagpipes of haunting, which is just a pipes of haunting, but I skinned it to be bagpipes because that's more fun. You can look that up and tell people what they do later. The other things that can be identified here, I assume you guys are all just gonna not press on, sit down, and make your meal.
Yeah, let's rest up. Poor Jagoda.
Yeah. So kind of everyone can move into the tower where, there's now a bunch of holes in the ceiling from where Felix fell through. So lighting a fire in here would probably be fine. There's enough room for the smoke to escape up through the ceiling.
You're welcome.
And yeah, so you have a nice night. Jagoda pulls out the meat. So you have, what, 4 pounds of cave fisher meat for you guys to kind of feast on today. He takes a bite of it just raw and says, like, well, it's good raw. It tastes like, I think it says, it tastes like wine, the crab meat that's just been sitting in wine all day.
I'm going to start throwing together a little bisque and some crab cake.
Okay, yeah, so you start making your little crab cakes, and make like your little seaweed salad on top of it. So for this, go ahead and roll a cooking tools check, and don't you get +1 because it's vegetarian? The meat itself is easy enough to do. It doesn't take much. You just put them into cakes and then start grilling them because they're already seasoned and that with the blood. But you're making like the actual like salad bed with the turnips and things like that. So go ahead and roll. Jesus Christ. Christopher is killing it in the domestic arts recently. And so you guys have this incredibly nice meal. Everyone can regain 1d6 of health from this meal. It almost seems like maybe these turnips from this shambling mountain had some level of like alchemical promise to it. So
Yes,
I feel like this is not your day.
This one's gonna be for Eric. Hopefully he does better. Oh, good.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I can add. Or you guys go ahead and help there. And yeah, and so night starts to come. You kind of have some frivolity. Carrick looks at that chain mail that you got from that. It's not actually a chain mail. It's more like an actual like just a chain shirt. Think of kind of like the mithril shirt that Bilbo had that he gives to Frodo. And he says like very much he would like to keep this. It is if you want to pull onto his character sheet, it's an elven chain, which essentially gives him armor that allows him to still cast magics.
What? Damn. One sec. Let's see how Come on.
And also looking if Felix, if you show the rings that you found to the rest of the group, anyone that's kind of looked at it can make a history check.
Sweet. So he's gonna get one to his AC. Cool. GG. Carrick.
Okie dokie. So, anything else you guys want to do throughout the night? If not, well, everyone can take a long rest. Which,
Needless to say, we'll take shifts. Or even put out my trap at the beginning just to have that extra at the end.
okay, you reset your trap right in front of the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we can probably just move out of this map now. Go back to the woods. You guys are in the woods. Right there. So night comes. I need one of you before we do watches. Actually, this will just play for the watches. Someone roll a d20. Whoever is going to take the first watch. Jagoda goes and passes out. He's had a long day, so he won't be involved. But instead of using any skill, we'll just do a flat.
15.
Okay, 15. Now, with a 15, I think that's... Yep. That's exactly that. Roll 1d12. 8. Okay, so halfway through the night, Christopher, you're kind of taking your watch. You have a small fire in the back, not too big to like attract whatever might be sitting around the woods. Make a perception check. A 6. You don't hear anything. And the rest of your night goes just fine. However, so everyone gets their full rest. Nothing attacks you in the night. You're all able to get a good rest in, able to make breakfast in the morning before you guys set out. However, as you guys walk out of the tower, you see a crumpled corpse in purple robes laying on the ground in front of you, or like probably like 5 feet off from the tower. Looks to be like kind of like one of the smaller races. You can't totally tell, probably a gnome or a halfling, just crumpled in purple robes on the ground.
Just like brought there, or do we know? Like
you, all right now you see is the person sitting there.
Weird.
Yeah,
So
like kind of pulls out his bow. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's just go. Yeah,
let's check on this friend. Yeah,
our foot. Are there any sticks around we can poke it?
Yeah, there's plenty of sticks around. Carrot like takes out his weird long stick and pokes it, and
his quarterstaff that.
Everyone make a medicine check when he pokes it.
Oh my god. It's Carrick's. Just clicks.
We've already met it. I just like seeing if people fail. Yeah. So you guys all, except for I don't know whose was whose in that of those two.
Carrick was first, Felix was second.
Okay, Felix, you don't totally notice it, but everyone else noticed. Like when you poke this guy with that, his bones, nothing moved right. Parts of the body were moving without the other parts of the body. This guy's body is not. It's very broken. It is very, very, very broken.
Did there, can I look
Maybe
for some
maybe
chat?
the bagpipes will bring it to life.
We look to see if there's like an impact crater. Like, did he fall out of the sky? Like,
What's your go ahead and make a perception check, Christopher.
23?
Yes, you see definitely like where he had landed, there is a small like indentation that this whatever hit here hit with extreme force.
All right, so let's stay under the trees today.
What?
Let's stay under the trees and keep an eye out for the sky today.
Okay. Yeah, so there's just this dead body there. It looked like it fell very. You put together that something he fell from the sky.
All right. I guess keep your eyes up and stay under the treetops. Let's press on.
Yep. Is anyone? Jagoda's going to search the body if no one else does.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let Felix do it. Sure.
Okay.
See if he gets a good roll for once. Investigation, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, with a 15, you find a small journal, a single spell scroll, and like probably with the 15, probably like 8 gold.
Okay. Can I open the journal?
Yeah,
what is
so
it?
so inside the journal, 1 second. It's this like weird scrawling about a guy that he finally thinks that he figured out the spell that he wants to help. Like he knows that he's never going to be good enough to teleport, but this might be good enough. It'll allow him to possibly travel great miles in a single bound. He thinks that it's finally going to work. Like you see, like in the make another investigation check on this book.
I'd love if this is a guy from Morrowind. That would be.
So the investigation, you see like the binder on this print is a guy. It's like the whoever bound this book is from Rexentrum, and it essentially says he's like the time's upon me. My research is finished and all my calculations are checked and rechecked. They laughed at me when I suggested this. We'll see who laughs after I leap to the top of their towers and scream out my success.
Yo, I think this guy fucked up.
And
I'm just sad I missed the scream. I know what I missed in that procession.
When did this happen?
In the middle of the night.
Like nobody heard anything? My goodness.
Just sitting there checking out my bagpipes.
Yeah. Carrot can make an Arcana check on the scroll.
10.
All that he knows is that the scroll says Icarian flight, and that it seems to be some sort of riff on the jump spell.
This is great.
This joke was for you, Chris.
I got it. It's
I'm glad that you got it. So, for those that don't know, that at the very beginning of Morrowind, if you walk a certain way, a guy just falls and crumples to the ground.
like screaming, yeah. Right.
Yeah, screaming, hits the ground. Apparently, you can cast slow fall on him if you had it. If you went the other direction first, and he'll survive. But he hits the ground and dies, and has these 2 scrolls that, in the game of Morrowind, increase your acrobatic skill to 1,000 for 7 seconds, which allows you to traverse most of the map, but not survive because you fell so far. Yeah.
Great.
And yes, Morrowind was a very fun game. Morrowind, I still think is probably my favorite Elder Scrolls game. Because
was
you can
noticing
just break
both
it so hard.
I could notice both Morrowind and Oblivion, or I have under the Game Pass stuff for free. So I'm like, I should go back and play those.
Morrowind is so freaking broken. Like, once you have the levitate spell, you can just walk across the entire planet. And there's that, or like how you make yourself super strong is the enchanting system's broken. So you, instead of saying like, oh, I want to always get like a plus 25 from this, like, I want to get either a +1 or a +80. And you just equip and unequip the item until you get the +80. And it costs you a quarter the amount. We played that game a lot.
I don't want to know how many hours, yeah.
I don't want to know how many. That is where Christopher the Barbarian came from. But anyways, you guys now, you have this scroll of Icarian flight. All you know about it is that it is a jump scroll. It could be very dangerous. I think you guys are all smart enough to kind of put together that just you don't know exactly what the spell's gonna do.
Is it possible to use a spell, like use it on something else? Like
they would have a save against it, but
oh yeah, okay.
So
we
yeah,
can't like show it to somebody to read it, right? Like
no, because it would require an arcane spellcaster. It would require Carrick to cast it on somebody.
Got it.
And I'll do that. Normally, jump is just a self spell, but I'll say it can, like, if he can touch somebody, he can cast that spell on them. So.
And I can't see out of my like ferrets and whatnot, right? Like I just
You can't what? Sorry.
Trying to think if I can turn one of my ferrets from Grey Bagatrix into a projectile with this.
You could. I don't know how much it would work, but and not that it matters, but I'll say for Carrick, this spell is not scribable in a spell book. He cannot have this spell on the ready because it would be overpowered.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna put it. Can I put it in his bag here?
Yeah.
What is it? Scroll of
Icarian flight, like Icarus.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'm just gonna put a note.
Yeah. Just big jump spell.
Big jump spell. Ask Scott.
Yes. So yeah, you are starting your day out. Kind of the only other things that you know about in this area, I guess Jagoda and Christopher, you guys can make survival checks to try and see if you notice any odd prints anywhere. Jagoda doesn't notice anything. Jagoda's still feeling like he got pretty fucked up multiple times yesterday. So he's just kind of going to let it feel. Christopher, what you do notice, like after like climbing to the top of, you don't notice any tracks, but climbing to the top of this tower, you see some odd white protrusions to the northeast. And then just kind of like almost like a shimmer of water to the northwest. To the south and southwest, you see nothing but trees. That's what you get. It's kind of like your bearings of places to go check. There's these large white outcroppings and kind of some water to the northwest. And let's have you, whoever wants to, are you guys going to choose to go slow, medium, or fast today? That affects the DC of 10, 15, or 20,
We went fast first, and that was dope, but I'm rolling like garbage, so I am not making this decision.
Yeah, so it's a survival check. So your best survival is a +4. So
Do a medium.
Do a medium.
It didn't do us any good fast last time.
Yeah, so with a medium, you can move 10 total squares. And yeah, so go ahead and roll another survival, Christopher, unless someone else wants to roll the survival check. I think Christopher makes the most sense. I think Jagoda comes up and he's like, "You got this, brother. Lead the way."
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
No. Should have gone fast.
Okay, and you do have it. So kind of you have your two locations that you kind of like can definitely know you can check out. And I'll say with a natural 20, you can actually move 12 squares today. We'll just give you an extra 2. There's the bones that are to the northeast, northeast-ish, and there's the water to the northwest. Those are kind of your landmarks, or you can just kind of meander. So whatever you want as a group, guys. No single person has to make the decision, but
does Jagoda have any?
Jagoda, the only thing that he had told you earlier is that he knows that somewhere north there is like an enclave of druids, but and that honestly, like this area, like there's just like you found here, there's plenty of chance for treasure along the way. So kind of like if you want to explore, there are riches to be found, and he might even like if he can find like this tower like as a defensible position. Other things like this might help him even if he can't find the beast. Like proving that this place is huntable will go a long way for his cause. Like his goal is to find the beast, but yeah. So says yeah, probably what he would probably here. We'll give him an intelligence check to see if he can figure it out. 12 minus 1 is 11. No, he says honestly, any landmark we can get to and find ways for me to make this place profitable sounds good. Yeah, says.
Let's just go north then.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so you head 1 north, 2 north. It's weird. 3 north. So after like 3 movements, kind of stop. Someone roll a d20. You're hidden probably around noonish at this time. 2, you are just fine. Nothing really exciting happens today. Or nothing happens yet. And kind of after those 3 north, which way do you want to go? Kind of, you can make a check here, and like if you want to step out and have like something go scout up in the sky to see if there's anything interesting in any direction, you can.
Yeah, can Felix climb and look out and see what he can find?
Yeah, Felix, go ahead and roll a. It's definitely be a perception check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you aren't quite like these trees are kind of weird, and like you aren't quite able to. You're able to climb them, but you can't quite get a good view out of them. It's just kind of like the tree, whatever. Like the trees here are squatter than they are around, so you aren't quite able to get up to get to a good vantage point. So from here, you would know that kind of that, Christopher, though, with your natural 20, you would know that the like white bone-like protrusions are pretty much directly east, and the water is still to the northwest. So up to you guys to decide where to go.
That's an ominous bone-like protrusion.
You want to go
That sounds safe.
towards the bone stuff?
Yeah.
That sounds safe. Wait, why not?
Okay. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. And yeah, so now you kind of like not totally circle back. You're probably about 5 miles north of where you had kind of gone through, 5-6 miles north from where you had gone through before to get to the tower. And you're just intuiting that because this forest is so dense and twisted, everything looks kind of the same. But what happens, you guys are kind of on the outside, and you see these, like, it looks like a rib cage coming out of the middle of the ground. You guys can kind of see the top left of it on the map, can't you? So yeah, so you see these bones sticking out, and start this, and you see a small encampment. You see about like 6-7 tents. Let's see. Let's roll. No, probably like 4 or 5 tents. And you do everyone make perception checks as you're looking out at this kind of like behind some trees and see this camp. And okay. Christopher, you do notice that you see them not scramble, but start to kind of move and like not fully. It seems a little deliberately like setting up like kind of a defensive position, like they've noticed you. But yeah, so you guys don't totally see things, but this is kind of what you see out there. You guys are off the map, and you don't know how many, but you've seen 1 or 2 people in this area. Don't you love my drawings? Oh, did I actually move you guys over? Okay, I did.
Good to me.
Oh, but you guys can't see because everything's hidden?
No, I see a rib cage and a camp.
Okay, cool.
Great.
I didn't think I put this behind. Didn't put this behind Fog of War.
So we can see this camp, right?
You can see this camp. You guys are still probably maybe 100 feet off to the northwest of this camp. And Christopher noticed like one or two people, maybe three, like kind of get into some sort of defense. He noticed that they noticed you.
Okay, got it.
So,
maybe pull out those haunting bagpipes and do a war.
I think, well, this is going to frighten
War
them,
march.
so I think we're not going to. We want to unfrighten them.
yeah,
I'm just going to pull out a flask of crab blood and if we have any leftover crab cakes. Offer a toast for good graces.
You're okay. Sorry, give me that one more time. I was just.
I'm gonna kind of just come out with a flask of crab blood and
Okay.
offer straight up, straight into good cheer with our rib friends.
Okay. Perfect. Give me just a second. I just need to check something. Okay, we're good. Good. Yeah, so you approach and make just an easy persuasion check as you approach, bringing revelry.
All right. I'm on fire today. Going good.
Yeah. You show up and people are like you see the kind of you see two people that are kind of hidden behind these bones here, kind of keeping watch, and they see that and see like you coming with revelry, and they step out, and you see one person come out. I just need to find the correct token. Aye. I remembered to draw the bones, but not to put the people here. Okay, well. Yep, you see. Come on. Please. There we are. Like this guy and this guy over here, and then as they like motion for you forward, this guy comes out and greets you. Loading. Comes out and says, hello. How can we help you? Welcome to our camp here in the boneyard. We are just humble druids of the woods. Just humble druids of the
talking
woods.
as I do. Yeah.
What? Sorry?
That's as much talking as I do. I offer crab blood and then kind of nudge somebody with more charisma forward.
I should say this is the person doing that. This person's over here. Now these are like the four that you notice. There we are. That person. Boop, boop, boop. And they're all just kind of standing there, just being very genial and welcoming, asking how they can help you. And say, if you wish, you can come to the boneyard and we can have a sit. It's a bit past lunch. It's probably about like 3 o'clock at this point, but we are putting down and getting food ready for the evening. And yes, would you like to join us? It seems you are coming bearing gifts.
Happy to, yeah. Let's sit down, have a meal.
Okay.
Lunch.
Yeah, so go ahead and pull your tokens up into the top. But I guess at this point, you guys can all walk in and like they kind of step back to join around this fire. You notice about 6 others in here. And they all look like people that live off the land, things like that, that are here. I would say, Christopher, you do notice as you're walking into here, just kind of your knowledge about, a little bit of nature, a little bit of survival. These bones don't seem like they're like sinking down. It seems more like they are growing out of the ground. Like, yeah, almost like it's backwards. Like, and Jagoda is following you guys, but definitely feels very wary of this. He's like, and he doesn't. I think his biggest thing is he doesn't know if this is the. And he kind of says that he's like, I know that there are druids out that live here, and this seems like maybe the right location, but I don't, brothers, I just don't know if these are them. So let's keep our watch. There's some weird elements out here in the woods, and these bones are kind of creeping me out. So, but he's not going to deny the hospitality, and he starts talking to them, asking them about like immediately to Tass, and starts asking them about beasts in the vicinity. So, what do you guys want to do?
Can I ask more about the boneyard? Like, how long have y'all been out here in the boneyard? And do you know anything about these bones?
He's like, well, we've wandered these woods for a long time. We've been up to Malaismere. This is, we'll say this guy. I'm going to mark him as the leader, or not the leader, but the one doing the talking. And he says, and there is like a small fire going, and you see some sort of roasted animal being cooked on the spit over this. It looks like they're doing a nice slow cook of whatever it is. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, they said, well, we've been here for a while. We came down to the south and we found that these bones, these growing bones, gave us some sort of comfort as a shelter, and by their grace, we stay here to do the work.
What's the work?
The work of the woods, the work of this. What keep these woods thriving as you see they are.
Well, okay. Listen, we're looking for something big. Like, do you know what's like the biggest, baddest motherfucker out in these woods?
Okay. He says that. Jagoda intimidatingly stands behind him. He's like, yeah, you say these woods are. you're doing the good work of protecting them. We want to make sure that doesn't change. So yeah, I want to come up here and hunt the beasts that are ruining your woods. So that, and he'll give you advantage on a persuasion check to get information out of these people, because they seem odd, but like generally like, oh, it's new people. How nice.
Okay. Oh, that was Carrick.
Oh, not Carrick's persuasion.
Thank God. Oh wait, no. Sorry, no. It's because I changed my dude.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. They are all bad.
Wait, that Carrick what? Oh, you.
No,
so,
it's because I switched the little thing down at the bottom because I was trying to figure out how to pull the token over, and that's.
Oh.
So a 10 is the best that I got.
Yeah, they look at you and they say, "We know nothing about beasts that make these woods. All the beasts we know of these woods have only done to make them the beauty that they are today. Like sadly we had to put this one down for our feast tonight. They came a long ways, and it has been nice to it was nice to be in their presence, but now we must eat." And yeah. Anyone want to make any checks about what's going on here, or are you all just gonna sit down and have this weird meal with these weird people?
Felix is not very hungry.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. I guess I pressed them more about like where they're from and who they are, and what are y'all doing out here? Like, do you live out here, or?
Oh yes, we've lived here many years. We've lived here long before, and our ancestors before that, and luckily for us, we finally found the safety of the boneyard and the blessings of these woods.
So y'all are protected in the bones.
And more so than other places. Look, it's a natural encampment, a perfect place to set up, a perfect place to do our work, a perfect place to bring about what the woods want.
Yeah,
I
what do
just
the
take a
woods, what do
little
the woods want?
roll outside of the bone, just to see if I can get outside of the bone.
Okay, so yeah, you can walk outside the bones. So we don't use them a lot. There's a skill called Insight that would be useful for you guys to probably do here. That's like if you're trying to figure things out about these people. So I'll let one of you guys kind of roll that if you want. Sounds like kind of.
I'm gonna let Carrick roll. He has a +5 to insight.
Well, I was gonna say TJ was the one actually like interacting with them.
Yeah,
go ahead. I had a 4.
Oh, 14, nice.
I had a +4, so it could be worse.
14.
So with a 14, these people you don't like get any like vibes of things them being of actual harm, but you definitely don't get this as a place you want to spend too much time at. They're very inviting in that, but your spidey sense is tingling, but not like we gotta get out of here.
I'm hearing some Hotel California in the back of my head with this.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You're like, you don't quite, something obviously is not right here, but nothing is necessarily wrong. That's all kind of the insight that you kind of gather and kind of are able to share with your friends. And you see like 2 more kind of more hunter-like people come in from the north just as you guys are kind of sitting and eating. They're carrying like a butchered animal that doesn't look like anything you guys have seen before. Or I guess if you want to try and identify what the animal they're bringing in is, you can. Yeah, 2 more. These guys are just coming in, kind of with bows around their shoulder, carrying like the weird, or like just a butchered animal. So, Jagoda, hungry and just kind of trying to get some allies here in the woods, starts digging into the meat. And he seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the home cooked.
Stick with your crab cakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm looking like at Jagoda, like disapprovingly, knowing that our job is to keep him safe. He's just eating random strangers.
He looks back at you and smiles like, why turn down this hospitality, brothers? Like, it's free food. Free food. You know, I got a
I mean,
sample of
it's in character thing. That's how we bribed him onto this. It's random strangers offering him food. It's why we're here in the first place.
No.
Have you guys seen the meme of it's like a video where like there's like two people, like one's reacting to this guy and this person's doing something really weird at their house, and the guy starts singing, he's like, "You can't eat at everybody's house." That's the vibe I'm getting right here.
Yeah, and Jagoda just kind of seems cool. He's like, he thinks that probably thinks these are the druids that he's been told about, that, you know, they're hospitable, they're good, they take care of the woods. So he eats some meat. Yeah, you guys have been here about like 25-30 minutes talking with these people. Jagoda had a snack. The rest of you kind of did not partake. Christopher, when you walked around, you were able to leave the bones just fine.
Oh, good. That's good.
You were able to get around and like walk and say, hey, let's make sure that we're good here. Yeah. So it's been about half an hour. Sun's going down. You guys, you know, you have plenty of places you can go, but they offer up their hospitality for you to sleep safely here before going on your way. It's up to you.
I'm gonna use something that I haven't really done before, but I always have it prepped, and this seems like maybe a good time to use my zone of truth.
Okay, so you cast Zone of Truth.
They're kind of spread out weird. It's a 15-foot radius of a sphere, so I'm trying to decide. I guess kind of centered on the leader, and that should hit a fair number of them.
Okay, so if it's centered on the leader, they will also get parts of your group if you care about that. But just so you know, like if they ask you questions, that you guys would have to answer truthfully as well. So, but if you only want to get them, you could get. Did you say it's a 30-foot radius?
15-foot radius. It does say if affected creature is aware and can avoid answering questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you cast that, and let's do some rolls for people. I need their character sheets.
What does it say?
Should be your spell. I think your spellcasting modifier is 14, 13.
And they must make a charisma saving throw, and spell save is 14, yeah.
14, okay. So here's the leaders. He failed. What is a truth token? A truth-looking symbol. This one. So I'm going to say that if you centered it there, Felix make a charisma saving throw. Make a saving throw for yourself, Belle. And then I have to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other people. Fail. Success. Fail. Fail. You said 14? Fail. And look at that. Everyone rolls so well on their. Do not make me tell the truth.
I got a plus. I got a +9
plus
on my
9
charisma. You beefy.
Yeah. I'm going. They know that something was cast on them. I will allow you. So you're doing this. I will allow you to try to make an argument of why they should be happy that some sort of spell was just put on them.
Yeah, I will. You know, in the vein of the kind of kindness we've been saying, I very persuasively, I'm like, well, friends, since we're going to sit down and eat, let's you know, I like fake it as like a prayer. You know, I pull out my holy item and I'm like, let's say a prayer to bless the meal and protect us in this while we sit to eat and you know, make
Okay.
sure no evil comes upon us.
Yeah, so they know that magic has been cast on them. I'll give the leader, I think, is the only person that would kind of think like, oh, is this maybe nefarious? Make a persuasion check versus he'll make an insight check.
Balls.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, he got a 15. So but you wouldn't know that. He says, of course, thank you. Thank you so much for your prayer. We feel whoever you pray to. And you kind of like see like a twitch in his neck when he like says that whoever you pray to is smiling down upon us.
All the ones with marked failed their throws or no?
Yeah, so all the ones marked, like, please let us sit down and eat.
Someone's at the front door.
And maybe after we can talk. So he is very much leery about you guys now. The other people, I'll just roll for all the other people to see if they caught on. They need to roll. Yeah, it seems like about half of them seem totally cool with and happy about the prayer, or at least seeming as proud. The other half don't really make a move either way.
Does danger sense do anything for me in this?
Danger sense would not do anything because nothing is actively attacking you.
Okay.
Danger sense is physical danger, not.
Okay.
I do like the idea that danger sense is just like, am I in danger? like if a car pulled up and said, want some candy, would my danger sense go off? Yeah, so you guys are all still sitting here. Jagoda seems pretty at ease, pretty happy talking with these guys. And he's kind of like standing over here talking with, not the leader. The leader's kind of over here talking with some of his other friends, and Jagoda's talking to this guy next to him.
I don't feel good about this. I think it's time to leave. What time is it? You said it was like
probably now it's probably sitting about 4, so you probably could have like another
kind of like
2 hours of travel. It's kind of hard because it is really dark up here.
We'd love to stay, but we got some things to do.
And you guys don't have any ill intent for us, do you? Gonna ask them. They're in the true circle. You're in the
They
true
are in the
circle.
true circle. You ask that question, and the leader looks at you, and you can see the wheels turning in his brain, and he is not answering you. And but then the guy sitting next to Jagoda, like, of course, no harm. We just want you to join us. Like, we want everyone here. Also, food's nice.
This is a very culty vibe here.
They're gonna eat us. There's something going on. They want
I'm
to
gonna
do
cast-
it in their bellies.
And then a
I'm
couple of
gonna
the others.
cast.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy, like, and just make like noises outside of the bone circle.
All of them make it a Arcana check to see how good of noises you make. Thaumaturgy can do everything, but it also is pretty weak. But with a 22, you make what sounds do you make that you think are going to affect this group of people?
I think I'm gonna make like. I want to make like animalistic sounds of things that sound like they should be dangerous. But
Okay.
it doesn't sound like anything is gonna phase these people. We've been sitting here for 20 minutes with no nothing happening.
3 of them, kind of the 2 hunters and one other one, move up kind of to the edge of that and start like kind of prowling around that top circle looking for it. So you've gotten them to move, but then the one that's been doing most of the talking is like, but won't you stay? Won't you join us? Like my friend said, that's all we want is for you to join us and to help provide food.
What do you mean by join us? Like, become one with you? Like, do you want to eat us?
And he stops like, want and need are 2 very different things.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my crossbow. I'm gonna shoot this dude.
Gonna shoot this dude?
Yeah.
Which one? The guy in
The leader, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ah! Let's see. Roll a to see if you like. This feels like it'd be a surprise. Roll a deception check versus his insight to think if he was trying to, like he was expecting this. So. Oh no, he didn't. So you do. He was expecting this. You catch him, but you don't quite get your sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Because just for the sake of it, roll sneak attack just so we can see what it would have been.
Oh my god!
And you technically would have rolled 8d6 because of a critical. Just roll it one more time, just out of curiosity. This guy would have been so annihilated.
Yeah, it would have just been a fucking headshot, and he would have been dead.
Yeah. So he catches that bolt, takes the 7 damage. And these guys are like they are wearing like some studded leather, things like that. And everyone else, we'll give him his 1 turn. To do something because he just got shot. He gets an 18. What is his weapon? He gets to make 2 attacks. Do that real quick. Okay, hits twice with his dagger. He takes this dagger next to this person next to him, like kind of shrinking next to it, and slits their throat, and they are dead.
What?
Yep. Now everyone roll initiative.
Wait, Huh?
That was for Felix.
What a weird group of people.
What an absolute psychopath group of people.
Yeah, it's Carrick.
Oh my goodness. Guys, there are so many. So Felix got his. We don't need this, Felix. Carrick got what? Carrick got the 21.15. Okay, looks like that worked correctly. Okay. Let me spend 17 hours and roll initiative. So this guy gets a...
So the one right next to the leader died?
The one right next to the leader is here. I'll mark them. And they're also zone of truth. Not that really matters. Oops. So, do that. We'll do that. Roll down to this person's page. So...
I don't want to make a habit of just shooting strangers, but it seems to be the only thing to get things moving sometimes.
Well, you guys can
We
accept with them.
We were having no,
I had
absolutely
much higher
not.
hopes for my zone of truth. That was.
I had much higher hopes on every roll I've done, and nothing has been good. It's all been bad.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Like there's too many people on this. I don't have this many people here, do I?
We got 3, 6, 8, 9, 10 people.
There's
11
10
people.
3. Oh yeah. Well, 10 with the one that's dead, probably not needing initiative.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I forgot that guy died.
But it looks like no one's duplicated, right? Okay. Okay. Christopher, that's your turn.
There's just this guy next to me. Am I right?
Yeah, there's one just to your right. Yes.
Um,
I would say that most of these cultists looks slightly confused at what's just happened. So
yeah, I'm thinking like he seems to be killing them, so he's got something. So I don't know if I want to do his work for him. I think I'm just gonna risk this attack of opportunity. Just go right up to the leader guy. And just, it's this guy with the purple.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and say rage. Okay, each damage and yeah, just thunder blast
take
with
your
the
two
charge.
attacks.
Reckless.
Yep, that hits.
And
Catches them upside the. Catches them on the side.
and we'll try. Yeah.
Okay, so it does one. He needs to make a strength save or be pushed back, right? He does not, so he gets pushed back 5, 10, 15 feet. Oh, you did get an attack of opportunity, which did not hit. But yeah, so that guy's been pushed back.
And then there's this starfish guy to the left.
Yep.
Is that okay? No, I'm just gonna keep going to try not risk another.
Yeah, if you move there, you'd get another attack of opportunity. He misses as well.
He did it with advantage? right?
Oh, because you were reckless.
I'm doing reckless.
He gets a do. That is a 16.
Yep, it is.
And you are raging though, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he does 2 points of damage to you, reduced to 1.
All right. So, yeah,
Oh,
well,
but you must
that-
make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Oh my lord!
Nope.
You get But is that going to end your turn?
Unless I can attack again. I'm gonna try and.
Oh, again, here. Let me see what this thing that just happened to you happened. Roll a D100.
Well,
As this slides across you, you actually immediately stop as you slide into your own mind, thinking of nothing but chains wrapped around you.
Jesus.
So you do
Right,
not get to take your second attack. That's the end of his turn. Okay. Carrick, it's your turn. Is that your cool vape, Chris?
The
No, I'm just joking.
little charger card. Yep, I'm just okay, yeah.
Okay, Carrick is gonna move down here.
He's gonna run the fuck away.
And then how far?
Yeah, just watches the leader murder that guy, just turns around, walks out into the forest, just leaves us, just like, I'm out.
Okay. He is going to cast lightning bolt in a straight line from here. So everyone within 5 feet of this. So that would include the guy right in front of him, the leader, and the dude straight behind the leader, I guess.
Now, I don't want to be a jerk, and I'm sorry it's you that has to do this. How close are you to this guy?
Who?
You are 45 feet from the leader. He counterspells your lightning bolt.
Okay.
It has happened one time. He uses his only 3rd level spell and counterspells the light. I assume you're casting lightning bolt.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Does that doesn't count? Does that count for the entire spell?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So mark off the 3rd level spell, and it is. You see Carrick pulling out his most trusty move of shooting a lightning bolt. Just watches as it like begins to extend and then just fizzles away as this fanatic up here, not this leader, bats away his magic.
Cool.
That will make it this cultist's turn. This cultist who sees Christopher.
Carrick is also gonna move just a little
The
bit
more
further back.
hide behind the big bone.
I think he's gonna go behind the tent here.
Okay. This cultist here. That's just their names. They're just cultists. The wood on. I didn't give them a cool name. The Wood Brethren come next to Jagoda and is going to make an attack on him. Jagoda, do well. He does not hit Jagoda with his one scimitar attack, but Jagoda's now flanked by these two dudes. And that is then another cultist turn. Let's see. So many cultists. This one's going to run up to you, Fel, and make an attack. I do not know if it can hit on anything that's like less than a 20. It does not hit as it is as you watch it like touches its blade, and the blade kind of starts to shimmer just a tiny bit, and tries to hit you, which then leads it to this person standing next to you, Felix, who is going to cast inflict wounds on you. So it's going to make a spell attack roll. That's a natural 1. So it tries to touch you with this necrotic energy, and it just completely dissipates as you duck under and like grab the hand and push it up. Okay. Jagoda's turn. Jagoda needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He makes his saving throw and is able to stomach down whatever that weird meat was. Thank goodness for some good Constitution, and pulls out his battle axe and two-handedly slashes at first the one on the left. He hits and does 1d10. Yes, I will just roll for him on his sheet. He's part of your party. But we know he already hit because I rolled it. Does 9 damage, decapitating this one on his left. And then we'll attack the one on his right. I guess he did that. And nearly like chops in, like almost cleaves off this guy's leg to his right. So with that ends his turn. This guy's going to wrap around to Christopher, and is going to make an attack with advantage because you're paralyzed. And he gets a natural 20. He does 10 points of damage to you, reduced to 5. This one here is going to attack you, Felix, after it does the same kind of like touches its blade. It's shimmering. It gets an 11 plus 3, 14. Does 14 hit you? Nope, didn't think so. So that's the end of his turn. Almost back to actual people's turns. This cultist is dead. This guy, this is now the head fanatic or head cultist turn, who is going to move down to actually he's going to stay right where he is, pull out something from his back pocket, and read a like speaking in a people make an intelligence check. Does anyone speak Abyssal?
Yes, I do.
Christopher, you immediately notice this as words being spoken in Abyssal being read off of a piece of paper, and as the paper bursts into flames, everyone make a perception check.
It's looking more and more
You said
unfortunate that you didn't one-shot this guy in the head.
So that's Carrick's. And this is
So much more in character too if we did just like got
Oh my
filmed out
God.
this whole thing and we end up one-shotting the guy in the head and that's it.
It would not have been bad if you had one shot at this guy.
It would have been a lot better, actually. I contest that it would have been a lot better.
Y'all hear, those of you that got over 13. So Christopher, you heard and then saw out of some like roiling black pit to the northwest, a giant gorilla demon looking thing is climbing its way out.
Of the what you call? Of what is it? Hang on. Is this a spell?
I guess yes, it would have been the spell.
Okay. Carrot
You are
can use
behind
this.
the tent.
Oh my god. All right.
I would say you're behind 2 tents. I say that's too much for you to.
2 tents.
No, you're behind. Like, who are you? Who are you acting as?
You know who I'm acting as. You know
As
what I
Carrot?
want to do.
You are trying to
You know-
counterspell.
Yes, I am, but I can't.
Yeah,
I get
there
it.
are
I
2
get it.
tents in front of you. I don't
It's-
think that
You're right. That's
you are about
fine.
to fuck this encounter right up.
For the second time.
So yes,
What I
think
get for
you'll-
moving. I shouldn't have moved. I should have just stayed
Yeah.
right where I was.
Yeah, you would have seen it
couldn't-
from there. You had a direct line of sight. There's no bones in the way. There's no tents.
Those dang bones.
Ah!
Hold on, I'm just adding his turn. He is over there, but I couldn't get to what I needed. He will roll his initiative, which is what? +2. As a big old gorilla man shows up. It's a 16.
This one right next to me, did he roll a DC saving throw entering my zone of truth and get hit by it or no?
He rolled a natural 20.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I just want him to have to tell the truth. Is Zone of Truth concentration?
Enchantment?
It would just say as like one of the. Does it have a?
It doesn't say concentration. No.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to double check because that's something we have to keep track of. Okay. With that, it is now your turn, Felix. You're surrounded by 2 cultists. I think we're going to just go to the bathroom real quick.
Pissed. All right. Let's see. What am I gonna do?
I mean, watching the Yahoo Fantasy like live score updates, and I keep seeing weird shit. Like Jacoby Brissett just rushed up the middle for a 46-yard loss. I'm like, that doesn't seem
What?
like a thing. Okay, it updated to no gain. It initially said 46-yard loss.
Okay, what are you doing, Felix?
I'm gonna move up to here. Would he be considered engaged with Christopher?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, great. I am going to take a stab, attempt to stab with my dagger.
Okay.
12. Jesus Christ.
12 hits.
Thank God. Sneak attack then.
And this guy was barely hanging on.
Okay.
Like you can tell, like he just had to get a lot of things went
His
in this
way.
guy's favor.
Yeah.
The fact that you rolled that 12 and got paralyzed because he would have been dead and would not have been able to cast the spell. But yes, he, as you stab him, you could see he was barely hanging on, and like as the spell, like you like stab through the spell, it's burning through him, stab him in the face as he drops and is down.
But the monkey's still around, I assume.
Yes, there is an effect of this guy not existing and that gorilla still being around, though.
Okay. Could I use so I moved and I attacked. That would be a bonus action. You can't use an object interaction as a bonus action, can you?
No, an object interaction is just part of your action. You can technically do two because you have fast hands. You can use an
great.
object.
Perfect. I would like to take out a wind 'em up loud boy and send it in the direction of the monkey, just to kind of hopefully distract him a little
Distract it. Okay. Roll a. We'll just make an insight check on the, we'll say DC 13 because those loud boys weren't that expensive, right?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't think
they were.
We'll say a DC 13 wisdom check to see if the thing is not distracted.
Okay.
He gets what to wisdom? +2 to wisdom. How is this thing so smart?
How? Okay.
He gets an 18 total. So,
Okay.
So yeah, he's not distracted by it. He kind of like we'll just say just for flavor, on his move, he starts and stomps on top of it. Yeah, this thing's stats: 18 strength, 15 dexterity, 16 constitution, 7 intelligence, but a 14 wisdom. A wise gorilla. Not a smart gorilla, just a wise gorilla. This thing is wild.
If it were an orangutan, I'd believe it. They always look so wise. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
Okay, no, we aren't doing that. There's a variant of the Balgura that can summon another Balgura.
So it could just be like one on top of the other, or
He just summons a buddy.
but does
And
the
is only
buddy
around for
summon a
1
buddy?
minute. Okay, that's the end of your turn. We have one other cultist to go, who's going to roll down after seeing you just destroy their friend, take an attack on you, Felix. That's a natural 20. So 2d6 plus 2. You take a whopping 4 points of damage, but I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Roll a d100.
68.
68. You are starting to, as this blade strikes across you, you see visions of your friends around you being wrapped up in chains and pulled into the ground. but then it'll spark away from that, and then you'll look at another one, but it's like when you bounce between them, they aren't actually in that, and you are having these weird hallucinations. You have disadvantage on all ability checks for the next 10 minutes. Okay. This last cult fanatic is going to, standing straight in front of Thel, doesn't quite know what to do, but is going to reach forward next to you, try and put their hand on the dragon Bahamut crest that you have on your armor, and cast Inflict Wounds, which is a 17 plus what's your spellcasting? Plus 3, 20. It hits. Something hit Hell. So it'll do Inflict Wounds, which of course they don't just have a button for. Inflict Wounds does 3d10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 15 points of damage as it touches the armor. These black tendrils, almost look like chains, wrap around and go into your skin and almost like draw out the liquid inside of it as you take this necrotic damage. And with that, it is your turn. Finally, Fel, it is your turn.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, don't touch me, sir. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Hey,
we
don't know you.
I'm gonna Thorin Slasher this dude.
What was it?
20.
Yes, definitely hits.
For 14.
14 damage. Do you want to bump it up at all, or you go to 14? All right, this guy looks pretty roughed up by that, but
yeah. Let's just pop that. Critical.
What
Okay,
level?
critical hit is there. Level 1.
Okay.
Does it ask me what level when I click it? Let me click cancel here.
It should.
Yeah,
it
does. It asks me the level, so I'm doing level 1. Undead or fiend? I don't think it is. And then critical hit. There is a critical hit drop down. I just missed it last time.
I know it is the most complicated macro I wrote, because everything is wrapped because the thing is fucking broken. That hit, like after that divine damage hits it, is not good. Yeah. 1 second, my dad's calling. I gotta answer. Sorry about that. When your dad calls for a third time, you feel like you need to answer. To ask you if he's going to be able to watch the football game next Friday at your house. It's very important. But so Thel, you have a second attack.
Yep.
Where was
I guess. Yeah, I'll hit that guy again. Ooh. That
Ooh, an
is-
11? 11 does not hit this guy. That first one, like, as that holy divine burst happens, as you hit him that first time, it's almost like the repelling force of whatever this guy is worshiping bounces it back, so it pushes you a bit off guard to where your second slice doesn't hit. Which makes it this cultist's turn, who just kind of looks confused up there, but is going to run down to Christopher, knowing that he is in a bad way, and pull out his dagger and try to stab you. He has advantage because you're paralyzed. 13 doesn't hit, does it?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
So even though you're paralyzed, this guy goes, "Hacha!" and just like your peck is too hard for this dagger. It's a stage dagger that bends. And that's your turn, Christopher. Let me just see.
Like when
So-
it's ping pong, like
Hold on.
when you get the best shot for ping pong and you get too excited. You try and
Did
spike it
any-
in ping pong and you miss.
Did anyone hit you?
Me?
Yeah, that other guy hit you, didn't he?
That first time when I got the chain paralysis.
No, but then the second guy hit you. This guy.
Maybe?
I think so
Might-
because
yeah.
yes. Okay, so you are no longer paralyzed.
Oh,
You only
great.
became unparalyzed if someone hit you.
Oh, okay.
That was bad strategy on my part, but I guess they would know that that's a thing. So yeah, it's your turn. You
Holy
are back
crap.
awake.
Nothing. I'm looking at the Ravens game. It is bad. It's
For
3
the
to
Ravens?
3. Yeah, it's 3-3 in the third quarter.
Oh no, bad
the
football.
Jets New England game is 3-3 in the third quarter also.
Punt,
Guys,
field goal, punt,
Pro
field goal,
football
punt,
has not
interception,
been very good.
punt.
Hey, at least it makes you feel good that you didn't waste your time watching it.
Yeah, it's out of market this week anyway.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because the fucking Commanders is on at the same time.
No. Oh, so you get command? Aren't you like
Depends.
equidistant to
It
the
really,
two?
yes, it really is dependent on if they're playing at the same time on the same channel.
Oh, okay. So you have to. Oh,
Because they're
that
playing. Yes. Anyway.
sucks. Anyways. Yeah, Christopher, hit me.
All right, so I got two people next to me, right?
Yep.
And then one on the other side of Felix.
Yep.
Okay. I guess starting off with Starfish guy,
Okay.
Reckless.
He is
All
so incredibly dead. That's your third nat 20 on attacks, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, he
Could
is.
be.
You smash his starfish head in.
And then just turn right next to him and try the same thing again on this other guy.
Okay.
Okay, well.
The 12 does hit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he takes 12 damage. He looks to be a bit sturdier than his friend, but is definitely looking bad. By this 12.
Then just my last action, I'm just going to yell out an abysmal, like, false alarm, go back.
You yell false alarm. Are you trying to persuade the gorilla?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Oh, that's enough to make him roll some insight to see if.
Yeah, but he's got that wisdom.
He got a 10, so you persuade him to do something. We don't know what that is yet. Maybe he thinks you're the person that summoned him. Oh, okay. Carrick's turn.
Okay, well, since he can't see anything that's happening, he hid behind.
Yeah, he's like I think of him as like back up against this tent because I mean, in if you guys weren't able to get up that tower that quick, he would have been fucked up the last fight. So
yeah, he's gonna move. I think over to here, and then he's gonna thunderbolt again. This time straight ahead. Well, I guess, man, can he move like here? I guess, and then go straight into these three dudes. So that's gonna be a DC. What is it?
Are you gonna lightning bolt straight through this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just saying real quick. Yep, you're good.
Okay, so that's gonna be a DC. Oh, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw, DC 16. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Okay, so for the first guy, I doubt it's gonna matter, but he failed. Second guy, succeeded.
And the third guy, the guy straight like 1, 2,
He's
3.
dead.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, and that person's dead too. Okay, yeah, okay. Just these two. So what? 86.
Yep, roll your 8d6. If you click the spell, it should automatically do it.
Yeah.
Or just roll 8d6. It doesn't matter.
Gotta find it. Lightning bolt.
Okay, 28 points of damage. So this guy is Dunzo. And this one behind it looks like it drops to a knee as a giant know if you ever seen electrical wounds, like where they arc through and essentially looks like a gunshot went through someone's leg. That just has this giant like burnt hole in their left leg.
Okay.
So both looking good, and you still have movement if you want. So
He's not gonna move.
I just need now that the guy's not in front of him, he could probably survey more of the field. Because still, right now,
Yeah, I think-
everyone behind that tent he can't see.
Yeah, I think he's gonna move up. You said this guy, the first guy's dead, right? This guy's
Yeah.
dead, so he's just gonna move to where, like, on top of his body,
Stand
over
on
him.
top of his body. Do a
Drop a little teabag. Yeah, drop a little teabag. That's definitely something Carrick would do, just awkwardly in the middle of a battle.
No, and not because he means to teabag the person, just because he's crouching down. Okay, that brings it to this cultist who is still actually alive. Who's actually going to attack Jagoda one more time, still with that shimmer on his blade. Ooh, that's a natural 20, which only does 5 points of damage. These guys don't hit for much, but the more important part is the wisdom saving throw. Jagoda gets a 15 already saved. So Jagoda is like, you see this like weird like wisp of smoke go over Jagoda, but he like kind of like bats it away. Yeah, so next after that is the cultist next to you. Fel, who's going to attack you with its sword, trying to get that same thing. A 6 ain't gonna do it, so that's the end of that turd's turn. This guy, after seeing Carrick come across and shoot that lightning bolt in it, is going to do his own level of spells and cast Hold Person. So Hold Person is a what type of save is it? Carrick needs to do a wisdom saving throw. DC 11. Jeez, that's weak. Yeah, he's fine. These same weird black smoky chains erupt out of the ground trying to hold on to Carrick, but he is able to avoid it. Next after that, Jagoda looks at this guy next to him and says, "You're dead, brother." And rolls a 4, and then rolls again, and rolls a 2.
Oh no!
It's because of that
"You're
meat.
dead, brother."
He ate that meat.
And then he immediately pukes. And he's like, "Don't eat that fucking meat." And the puke doesn't look like meat; it looks like black sludge. So that's Jagoda's turn, thus giving it the Balgura's turn. I would like everyone to roll a d20, and I will roll for just a straight d20.
This one's for Carrick. And this
Okay.
one's for Felix.
Oh, Felix.
It's bad news. It's just bad.
Okay, the rest of you guys.
Bad, depending on what the D20 means in this context, but I'm assuming
Yeah.
lower is bad. Especially considering I rolled a 5 and you're like, oh, Felix.
Oh no, I didn't even see Christopher. Christopher got a 2.
Yeah, that's not good. No.
Okay. So with that, the Bulgura is going to the Bulgurs can cast Disguise Self and Invisibility. This thing is going to move 5, 10, and then leap over these bones, landing on top of the dead cultist's turn. Take 1 reckless attack at it's going to take 2 reckless attacks with its fists at Christopher. A 10 plus 7, 17, or no, yeah, 17. If it's in 17 hits.
Yep.
And then 20 also hits. So you take 21 points of damage from those 2 strikes, reduced to 11. And then it's going to try to bite you, Felix, who got the last lowest. 7 plus 7, a 14.
Nope.
As it comes down after pummeling, and then looks to you to the right and just tries to reach out with its giant mouth and bite you. And you're able to just like pull your leg away just in time. That's the Bulgura's turn. Next up is this dead-ass cultist. Then this dead-ass cultist. Then this dead-ass cultist. Felix, it's your turn. 3 people ahead of you have died.
Okay. Okay. I am going to I guess I'm gonna move to this side of the tent. How tall is this Bulgura monkey
I
dude?
assume you used your disengage to move over there.
Yes.
Yeah, you're all good. Okay. This Bulgura is, you know where it is, like where you're at. You could peek around and see it for whatever you want it to do.
No, I don't want to see it. I want to know if it can see me.
Let's see how tall Bulgura is. Barlgura height. Walgura is about 5 to 8 feet tall. So
Okay.
So
Can it
wide
see
range.
over the tent?
no, it probably can't. This is probably 6 feet tall. It's not going to see over it.
Okay. I am going to cast Disguise Self as a Bulgura.
Okay. Make. I think this. Let's just look at this guy itself because this might just be like a bigger use of it.
Let's see.
I like it. I just might make you make a roll to.
You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, blah blah blah, look different until the spell ends or until you dismiss it. You can seem one
Yep, you can
foot
change.
shorter,
You can change your
taller.
body type. Basically,
You can't change your body type. Which this, I
Yep,
would
yeah,
say,
you are.
yeah.
You are able to do this, but you are.
Okay, cool.
And you're probably just on the shorter side of these Bulgara because we said they're 5 to 8 feet tall. 5.5 foot tall, 6.5 foot tall. Because you make yourself a foot taller, you look like a Bulgara.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna attack this dude with just like punch this dude and just see if I can kind of like get him to punch people other than us.
Okay.
Because I assume that these people all look like they're dressed like the same.
Yeah, everyone is kind of in like tattered, like woodland clothes, like hide and leather type armors. Go ahead and first make your one attack on it. This is an unarmed attack.
Yeah, so it's just a strength, right?
Just a straight up strength. Just roll a strength check, essentially. You hit him. What's your strength modifier?
1.
1, so you do 2 damage as you hit him. And he's like, oh. And now roll. I'll let you roll a deception check with advantage. Versus his insight. Yeah, this Bulgara like points at you, beats its chest twice, says something in Infernal, and yeah, there you go.
Can I
You
translate
will-
or
What?
was it? It was abyssal or
No, yeah, that's what I meant. Abyssal. You understood it, Christopher, as saying like, "Let's tear their flesh."
Can you relay that to me?
little like whisper in the
No,
thing
first,
you're doing?
Christopher, you make a wisdom saving throw. No, you make an insight check. Make an insight check. Sorry, insight makes a lot more sense. Somebody, technically he rolled a 20 on his deception. You're pretty sure this is Felix, but you can't be positive.
Okay, no, he's got to
No.
know it's me. He knows that I can do this. He
Okay,
saw me
okay,
leave
no.
and go behind the
Obviously,
tent, and then
17 is enough. 17 is enough. Okay, I'll give yes, Jake, you're right.
for the same reason that Carrick can't counterspell when he's behind 2 tents.
Yes, for the same reason.
It makes sense.
Yeah, this cultist doesn't know what to do right now. I think he assumes that the Bulgara's on his side, so he's going to step up. And now, actually, he sees the Bulgara. Like, he's going to run down to Jagoda and try to attack Jagoda. And with a 14 plus 3, just barely hits Jagoda. Does 1d6, 7 points of damage to Jagoda. And Jagoda needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Not show up? Come on. Okay, some problems happening. I got to 17, so Jagoda is just fine. Jagoda has a mind like a steel trap. That makes it this other fanatic's next to you. After saying "Don't touch me," to him, this other cultist next to you spells this, "But I like touching you," and gets a 17 plus 3, another 20 to do his 3d10 as another shock of this very bad touch goes through you again. Doing 5, 9 plus 7 is 16 points of damage to you, Thel, as more of these tendrils work up through your armor into you. And you almost see like that, like how this like golden filigree that you had on this new armor that you got in Hubbardu almost dulls a little bit. It almost goes like goes from this shining gold to almost looking like some rough brass. And that's your turn, Thel.
Okay, Mr. Hooded Man.
Kill him. He's dead. He's very dead.
Okay, the way that I kill him, I'm gonna see what I can do to
Tell
this
me how
guy
you
on the
do
right.
it.
I grab him and twist him around, and I fully just decapitated him while pulling his hood off. So then I turn and I scream at the guy right next to me while holding his friend's head in a very intimidating fashion.
Okay, are you trying to make him run away?
Sure.
Say,
Whatever's
roll
scaring
intimidation.
Whatever
Roll
scaring the
intimidation
shit
check
out of
with
this guy will
advantage.
do.
Do it with advantage because you are holding his probably one of the higher ups heads in your hand. Yeah, he stumbles back and like falls over and is considered prone right now.
He didn't fall
So.
in the fire, did he?
With a 23, I'll say sure. He falls in the fire, is prone, and takes 3 points of damage. But is now laying in the fire right there. You do have a second attack and whatever else you want to do.
Yeah, so then I guess I'll cast Misty Step and teleport behind this guy. Yeah, octopus head and hit him.
Okay. Yeah. He's dead. It's a good thing these guys don't have that good of armor classes. Oh, not that person, this person. Yeah, so that guy crumples to the ground as you appear behind him and stab him through. Okay. Next up is Cult Fanatic, who is standing next to the Bulgura with another Bulgura in front of him, is pretty confused about it, and is going to look at Christopher and is going to do very similar to what was being done to... Oh no, he's actually going to cast... I need a wisdom saving throw from Christopher.
Nope.
He commands you to drop, and on your turn, which is next, you drop to the ground and lay there, and that is the end of your turn.
Well, God.
That's Carrick.
Alright, let's see. I think Carrick's just gonna stand here and do Ray of Frost against the dude in front of him.
Okay.
Range spell text, so I should just... Where is it? That's not my sheet that I need. Here it is.
No.
Okay.
Pew! out into the distance. That is the dead cultist turn. The cultist in the fire gets up, but is still on fire. Takes 6 points of damage and is dead. This fire somehow caught something inside of its coat into such a big burst of flame that there is now a dead human in the middle of the fire. The fire is kind of smoldering as it blew out of the rocks. Good job, Phil. You intimidated someone to death.
Yeah. I got a 6 on intimidation. I should use it more for stuff.
Okay. The Cult Fanatic is going to look at Carrick and cast a spell to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC 11. Just barely makes it. He's able to shake off this command telling him to run. But he's good. Jagoda looks at the person that Fel just killed and is like, good on ya. I couldn't hit him apparently. And is like spits out that last bit of black bile, turns to this other fanatic next to him, and swings out with his battle axe, two-handed. Critical hit. Good job, Jagoda. Doesn't go for the head, goes for the ribs, and rips this guy and knocks half of this tent over next to him as the guy falls dead. And that is now the Balgura's turn, who seeing you attack them is going to use his 2 fist attacks, move down a bit to use his 2 fist attacks at least on this guy onto the cultist. So this is +7. That's a 15 +7. This might actually just kill the dude. So the Balgura gets what? 1d10 +4. 8 +4 is 12. Not quite enough to kill the guy, but takes a second attack with his fist on him. A 14. This punches the guy into the ground with and just does that gorilla slam on top of him. And this cultist is dead. And then is going to try to bite Christopher, who is on the ground. So technically has advantage on it. Yeah, so a 19, I assume, hits Christopher. Yep. And so you take 2d6 plus 4. 6, 10, 14. So you take 7 points of damage after being reduced because you're raging. So that's the Balgura. Now, Felix, it's back to your turn as Balgura Felix.
Okay, cool. I think Felix is gonna move down and stab at this guy. He's gonna take it the Balgura can't see over the tent, so he's gonna stab. He's gonna take out his dagger and he's gonna stab him. Stab at him.
Stab him.
Yep. He takes 9 points of damage and is looking very bad.
Okay. Yeah.
I will give you, if before that, just be fair, because reminding you, roll a stealth check, because you could have snuck up behind this guy because he's engaged over here.
Is he engaged with?
Yeah, he just fired at Carrick, didn't he?
Yeah. He's not engaged with Carrick, but he is
Got it.
looking
Looking that direction, yeah.
You are a giant gorilla man sneaking up on this dude. Roll your sneak attack damage. Yep, and with 11, that is just one over enough to kill this guy as you sneak up behind him as a gorilla with a knife. And he is
Hello.
dead.
Is that for me?
That's next. That's this dead cultist, then this dead cultist. Now it's Thel. It's back to your turn. You can look around and do a quick count. All the cultists are dead, and all that's left is this very big gorilla.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw my javelin at the gorilla. And since we took a long rest after the tower, I've got the charge back. So I will Power of Thor, lightning him also.
Okay. He makes a dexterity save.
Is it 11 hit?
Oh no, an 11 does not hit.
Okay, that's gonna miss regardless.
Yeah, we don't actually.
On the target, it's let me read it again. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target. So the target doesn't make a CDC.
I would say that regardless, like the javelin is still in that line. Oh, and like excluding you and the target. Yeah, so he doesn't make a save.
Yeah, if I hit the target, he takes 4d6, but everybody else in line has to do a DC 13.
Yeah, so since you didn't hit, this does nothing.
Yeah.
Bummer, sorry. But you still have your second attack.
Yeah, so I'll just
go up and do your normal thing. Yes. And I will say this is a fiend. So
Ooh.
this is prime divine smite time.
Yep.
Okay. So missing that, you're like, well, fuck me. And just go and just stab run your sword up into it and draw it out with this gout of like blood and blackish blood, and like a few worms fall out of the inside of this thing. And that was a very good hit. Okay, Christopher, you are laying on the ground, but are able to get up and finally take a turn.
All right. Do I have like just back to normal turn? There's no like action to get up or.
No, it takes half your movement to stand up.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, drop this attack again with no need for Thunderblast, I guess. Or just a regular old reckless.
Perfect. Hits.
Can I use my Orcish Fury too for an extra attack?
Yeah, so
Okay.
roll 2 more attacks.
All right.
Uh, 15 hits. Roll your last attack.
All right. Just raging.
Oh, I saw all of it. Oh yeah, perfect. So you get up pissed off of the past like 2 rounds where you just were told to lie down on the ground. You're paralyzed because of some weird chains coming up around you, and you do 2, 4, 6, 12, 26 plus 9 is 35 points of damage, and 3 brutal strikes that land across the knee, the shoulder, and the rib cage of this Bulgara. I said 36, right? That's how much he did. 20. 35. Right. 14 plus 6 is 20, plus 9 is 29, plus 6 is 35. There you go. Okay, and this thing is looking rough now. Its entire left-hand side is crumpled down and doesn't look like it's working quite like it should. That's Carrick's turn.
I'm just gonna add in. I was making fun of him in Abyssal.
Oh, and you were making fun of him. Say something in Abyssal for me.
I'm just telling him he's a weird. No monkey, even blue abyssal monkeys are dumb looking.
Let's see.
Some
We'll
dumb
make a wisdom
blue
save.
skin.
You get a 15. He knows that you're just trying to get under his skin. Or make an intimidation check. We'll see how well it works. Yeah, he knows you're just trying to get under his skin, and your abyssal pretty rusty.
It
So-
just comes out like weird words. Not even.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense.
It's just like the sentence is
Misnomer.
backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrick's turn.
Right. He moved over to here. Is this thing a magical creature, or is this like an actual thing?
This guy is an actual thing. It's a demon from the abyss. What's your reason?
Because I kind of want to cast Dispel Magic on it, but I don't know if it would work.
No.
considering it's
This
not.
is
Okay.
this is a physical. Or make an Arcana check to
Okay.
see.
All right. Geez.
Yeah, you would know this isn't. This was summoned through magic, but this is a real thing.
Okay.
Dispelling it wouldn't. Dispelling it might have worked if they like opened a portal for it to come out of, but
Sounds good.
okay.
In that case, I am going to cast, I guess, Lightning Bolt, because that's what he has prepared.
That's all he's ever got prepared is lightning bolt. Okay,
We'll cast it. Yeah.
he
That's a
fails his saving throw, so 22 damage. Like as Christopher is saying these mean words to him and battering in his left side, a lightning bolt shoots through the top of its chest, and you just see both of the eyes pop as the electricity's shooting through it, kills it. And immediately as that Bulgura dies, it starts like melting into a pile of black worms. It is not of this plane, does not belong here, and is gone. You did it! You survived the cultist camp.
Oh, that's.
What could go wrong going towards the giant white bone? Yeah.
Yeah. And Felix and Christopher make perception checks. Both of you guys notice those bones are about a foot to 2 feet taller than they were before.
Sweet. I don't know what we can do with that information.
I don't know what you can do with that information. I just
Can
want
I-
it to be creepy.
Can I find like a bug and just swat it and see if anything happens? To test a suspicion. Just like a death makes them grow.
Sure. Make a perception check after you kill, or first make an attack roll and see if you can kill a bug.
Just a straight up strength or what?
Just make a straight up.
Yeah, no, I'm going two-handed. Two-handed.
Yes, you're going two-handed with
with
your
the bug.
hammer. There's like a weird, like almost like praying mantis like bug walking across a log next to you.
Yep, reckless attack.
Okay. Yes, you kill this bug. Make a perception check to see if it confirms your suspicions. Or not? Yeah, make a perception check.
19.
With a 19, you swear it grows a quarter inch.
Okay, yeah, let's get the fuck
You're
out
not
here.
positive about it. A 19, your suspicions feel, not only do you feel your suspicions are right, like not in that like if you had failed, you would have said that definitely grew. But like you feel it grew, and you are pretty sure that's not just your mind playing tricks on it, but you can't be positive. So yeah, you guys have a bunch of bodies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know if you guys have ever fought 12 people at once.
It was a lot.
So I think we can just loot this and then call it, and we can start from here next game.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Probably the most combat we've ever had in a session. Well, there's. I really liked those madness things they did to you. Those were fun. If you had gotten a 91 to 100, you have just been unconscious.
I disagree. I did not enjoy that.
But yeah, they last for 10 minutes. What were some other ones you could have gotten? You could have started babbling. That one would have been bad for Carrick. Start babbling and is incapable of spellcasting. So, anyways, I think that this would be roll the individual treasures 3 times, and the individual treasure 1 through 4 3 times, and the individual treasure 5 through 10 once.
Everybody? Or
no, just one person.
Oh, I did.
That was the
So-
1 through 4 that I did.
1 through 4 3 times.
I did a 1 through 4.
Okay, so those are 1 through 4s.
And then 1 5 through 10.
I don't know if I don't have that macro.
It should be in
got
the thing there.
5 through
oh,
10.
So-
Chris has got it.
Oh,
No, mine was slow.
Okay. And what's the difference between the two? Oh man, you missed out on.
Yeah.
Missed out on. No, actually, you guys didn't miss out on that much. Anyways, so yeah, in total, you guys got 10 silver pieces plus 8 gold pieces plus 13 silver pieces. So we're up to 23 silver pieces, 8 gold pieces, and so 250 8 gold pieces or silver pieces.
258.
250, sorry. 253 silver pieces. And then
62 for everybody.
Yeah. And then 10.
Say that
11,
again.
and then 100 and 108 gold pieces, or 118 gold pieces.
118.
Yeah.
Per
And this
total.
is not just like in gold and that. This is in like some like weird art objects, some like molded bone that you'll have to sell in that. This isn't just like a sack of gold that you found. Like this is like looting the people and finding like a ring, of this, of that. Because these people aren't, much for the material world beyond the things that they find pretty. Probably the only like you do find similar rings though that have the same kind of etchings as the ones you found on the elves up in the tower. It doesn't mean a lot to you. just like it didn't then. But there's that.
What do we say for gold? It's 108 total.
118. I just am putting this in miscellaneous looting for now and what it's worth in the spreadsheet.
Okay. Yeah, then you guys can all split it up.
How much was it? 238 silver?
238 silver, 118 gold.
Got it.
I'll
put it in here for now and deal with it another time.
Yeah. Okay, and then the other thing would be make a you guys can search the tents. Go ahead and I'll let two of you guys make investigation checks.
Mine is low. I don't volunteer.
You and Jagoda just go and start doing a perimeter.
That's Felix. And there's Carrick.
Okay. From that you find all their weapons. Carrick thinks to check the swords to see if whatever magic, when they hit you causing that happened, but that seemed more something coming from them than the swords themselves. But but you do find a small leather scroll case that has a single scroll in it, and also around that scroll is a wand. So, just for ease sake, so we don't have to have Carrick do it later, if you sit and make Carrick make 2 Arcana checks. Did you hear me, Jake?
Sorry, no, I did not hear you.
No, that's fine. Sounds like something funny's happened behind you.
Okay, come on.
My brother may or may not have named his child Kobe and or Cody.
We don't know which one.
Well, we don't know which one, and it is an incredibly funny name to us.
Kobe?
Given that we are like Puerto Rican and
yes,
it's so
Cody for sure.
White.
Kobe, I at least like. It's like, oh, they were big Lakers fans. Cody is just not. There's no Puerto Rican in there.
It's just very funny. Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard something wrapped in a wand wrapped in something. That's about all I heard.
Oh yeah, I just make Carrick make 2 Arcana checks. There we go. And that, or people can use the identify spell if they have it, but okay, so he knows what the wand is, and that's for the wand, and this is for the perfect. Knows exactly what both of them. He takes some time, spends about an hour as you guys kind of sit here clearing the camp after you find that. And the spell scroll is a spell scroll of summon lesser demon.
Cool.
Was that a lesser demon, or was that a?
That was a greater demon.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
If that was a lesser demon, I don't want to see what a greater demon is.
No. Yeah. The whole thing about that is the reason he killed the guy next to him is you needed fresh spilled human blood or fresh spilled blood to actually cast the spell. That is the material component. So that's why.
Did he need to kill him, or could he have just done like a little?
No, it has to be blood of a freshly dead humanoid. So, yes,
Yeah,
that
just
is
putting this in his equipment.
And then the other wand, which probably doesn't make as much sense for him, is a wand of magic detection. So it allows you to once a day cast the detect magic spell. And he can do that.
He doesn't need that.
He does that as a ritual. So you guys can talk about who gets that. You guys, it's been about 2 hours. You still have maybe like an hour of travel if you wanted to take it from the woods. Or you can sleep here.
I think I would think that they choose to sleep here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Although
there's good
I'm a little
cans.
weary about these bones.
There
I'm gonna
there
sleep, like-
is there is a weird like chest that is preserving some meat if you want. But yeah, other than that, the only other things you kind of notice from those investigation checks is just as you had seen before, there was some weird iconography of chains. Like all of the effects that happen to you seem to be chain related. Their magic seemed to have chains involved in them. And there's that. And I will let, because of specifically, I'll let someone make a religion check and someone make an arcana check to see if this means anything to you after seeing that iconography.
Arcana from Carrot.
Yeah, so
14. Not great.
mhm.
So.
So.
I think Phil, you're good in religion, right?
Nope. Doesn't make sense, but nope.
I think
Okay.
that's part of what you're trying to do is become more attuned with your.
I have
religious
a +3. Carrot has a +4. Does anyone have anything better? than that?
Carrot can only make one of the checks, so he already made his.
Okay, well he made an Arcana check, so
Yeah, I got
Probably
one.
you. Yeah, you, Felix.
I
alright.
think it makes the most sense thematically would be for Fel to make the check though, even though he's not.
I agree.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
do
we'll go
it.
for it. It's a
Let's-
0.
No.
Yeah, let's see what Felix would have gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much better.
Okay, good. It's good that both of them were bad. It is like what Carrot kind of informs you guys is like this definitely seems somewhat on that fringe line of religion and magic. Like a lot of times people think that they're separate entities, but in a lot of cases they are back and forth, especially some of the deities. There are deities that are specifically for the arcane. So, and this seems to fall somewhere in between or outside of that. So it's a little bit of magic, a little bit of God stuff, but all together
God stuff.
all together a little scary.
Hey, what are you doing on Sunday? Yeah, I'm gonna watch football. I'm gonna go to church, do some God stuff.
Do some God stuff. But yeah, so that leads you guys staying here for the night. Jagoda has no problems. It's been
He is so nonchalant about the whole thing. It's crazy.
I mean, he outside of this, he would probably say like, this is exactly why we need to create a good place, because I still think he's convinced that this is going to be lucrative if they can make it safe.
So here's the question, and you feel free to answer or not answer to keep things, closer to your chest, whatever. If I had one shot that dude, would we have had to fight all of those guys?
You probably would have been it probably would have been very easy to intimidate them out of it. I think you probably would have had to fight. There definitely would have been a Bulgura. What actually probably would have happened, how I would have done it, is they would have surrendered, and then one of them would have tried to get the scroll to summon the Bulgura later and attack you at night. But no, if you had killed him, it would have ended everything very quickly, because he was a definite leader. And yeah, and I think like just that interaction, they realize like they might leave, they might not. We're eating this corrupted meat, maybe we need some food. So if you guys had run away, they probably would have attacked.
Sweet.
Probably could have avoided I think the zone of truth, if the leader hadn't failed, or if you had been able to persuade them better, that zone of truth would have done a lot more. But zone of truth is really hard when it says specifically they know something happened to them.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're doing it like in true interrogation where you can just intimidate them and know that they're going, like there's nothing they can do about it, it's super useful. But in that situation, like Well, I'll just be silent because I know you're fucking with
Yeah.
me.
Gotta isolate them more.
Yeah, but anyways, good job to all of that. I would say the last thing before we end is that night when you go to sleep. As you are sleeping, Felix, make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, 14. Nothing extreme, nothing that would probably affect what you would decide to do in the morning, but you feel a pull to the west.
Cool. I am 100% gonna forget that.
Write it down. That is why I have to say it so I remember when I listen to the video to write my notes. On YouTube now, which is actually so much better because the YouTube app on your phone is so much better than the Twitch app on your phone.
Yup.
Anyways, that was very fun, guys. I don't feel like we achieved a lot, but
We got to the boneyard.
that's like I feel like this is the least progression of a story we've ever had in a session.
Well, we spent literally 15 or 20 minutes trying to do something with these cultists rather than
Yeah.
just fighting them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Fun. We already have the next one on the calendar, right? Yeah.
Yes, I was just double checking. It's the 13th.
Okay.
Or is
December?
it the 11th or the 18th? 11th.
I think it was the 11th. I can't remember though.
Yeah. Yep, I think it's the 11th. But cool, guys. You all have a good rest of your Sunday. Go do some
You too, man.
God stuff.
God stuff. See ya.